Hey guys, how's it going? Let me set the alerts for US 30. So guys, US 30 was kind of weird yesterday because the thing is, the normal pricing was stopped out. However, on my FTMO and everyone else's FTMO, we're still in the trade. I'm not sure what happened with the pricing overnight, so we might have to just disregard this trade from yesterday because I'm still in the trade on my FTMO. But for some reason, like I don't know how did the pricing get so crazy, or it's off by like 200 points. I don't know what happened with the FTMO, but yeah, I still have it active on mine. If you guys look at my MT4 over here, I'm still in the trade. It's honestly, I don't know what happened with it, but I might have to just disregard yesterday's trade because there's going to be so many mixed entries, and my results are based off my own personal trades. So I'm going to have to look into this. We'll try to take the next entry today, but like I mentioned, I don't know what happened with it, guys. I don't know how it went from, such a huge difference in price. I don't think I got anything from Hugo's way. So I don't, yeah, guys, I wish I had some answers for you guys, but I don't, because I've never seen it where price was this crazy. I'll have to message FTM. Hopefully it didn't mess with my account, but yeah, for yesterday's trade, we might just have to disregard this, because the thing is, if this comes back down and it hits our full TP for FTMO, like I wouldn't know what to put up, because the thing is, I don't want to put up a win if I got the win while other people got losses, right? I don't want to skew the results because of this error right here. So I'm probably going to just disregard this entry from yesterday because it's going to have so many mixed results. And we'll just move on with this week. So I'm going to set my alerts over here real quick, and I still need to send out the link to everyone. There's only a few people in here because I haven't posted the link yet. So give me a few minutes, guys, and then we can get started. So let me go ahead and post this on our Telegram groups. And I need to fix one thing too. I think everyone was mentioning about the latency of this stream. So I'm gonna try to fix this real quick. I know David's here. David knows what I'm talking about. Let me see if I can fix the latency, because there's a way to change it here in the control panel. So let me fix that first before I send out this link. Hopefully we don't get a signal too soon before we do. Okay, connection's good. Let's see. Let's see, set normal latency. Let's see if I could change this. That's just weird. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, guys. Unfortunately, I mean, it says the stream health is healthy, so I'm not sure if it's only laggy for certain people, but on my end, it looks like it's fine. So let me yeah, if you guys have any issues with the stream and it's kind of laggy, just let me know. I'm here on the YouTube page, but I don't see any issues, and I don't have the ability to change the latency. So unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to change that. Let me go on Zoom real quick, see if I can change it on here, but I don't think I can. Meeting info. Yeah, guys, unfortunately, I can't change latency, so I might be a few seconds behind. Sometimes I'm like 5 seconds behind, sometimes 10 seconds. Yesterday, David was saying it was about like 30 seconds behind. I think that was because of the internet connection issues. However, I think normally it's not that far behind, so it should be okay. Yeah, but otherwise, me and Dave are going to try to find an alternative instead of Zoom, so we can get this fixed a little better. But I think for now it should be fine. Let me go ahead and send this link out, guys, and then we can get started. I'm not sure if any of you guys had that issue, but a lot of people had issues with internet connectivity yesterday, or this week in general. So that might have been the problem. And guys, if you messaged me on Telegram or sent me some emails, I haven't gotten to any of those yet from last night. So just hang tight if I haven't responded to you, but I will respond to you soon. All right, let me just get this on the Facebook real quick. And send this out as well. So it looks like we're gonna need a sell here, guys. Hopefully we do get a sell, because we still have that sell active from yesterday. So I definitely want to sell because I still have that trade open from the previous day. So let's hope this sell closes over here so we can take that. Let me go ahead and finish setting out these links, and then we can kick off this session. Hopefully we don't get disconnected again like yesterday as well. Let's see. Wow, today's the 17th, huh? It's crazy, guys. This year like flew by. I'm not sure if it felt like that for you guys, but everyone who's been here with K2 this whole year, it seems like this year just like literally flew by. We feel like it was just January a couple months ago. Now we're about to start a new year. Let me go ahead and post this link on our Instagram real quick, and then we can kick this off. Yeah, so if you guys have any questions, put them in the chat, and then I can get through any questions that you guys have. But just a reminder, if you guys messaged me or emailed me last night, I haven't gotten to those messages yet, so I'm not ignoring you guys. I'll get to that within this stream if I have some free time. If not, right after the stream. So let's post the link up for the stream. Have everyone get in here. Oops. I think that might be it. Swipe up. Nice. So it looks like US 30 is dropping pretty heavy, which is a good thing for us because I'm still in that sell from yesterday, guys. All right. Posted the link up here. I think we should be good for the most part. Let me go ahead and check this real quick. See if there's any news this morning. All right. Next news is at 7:30. It's a GBP news. And then JPY news pretty much all day. So it looks pretty fine for the most part today. I did see a couple FX entries today, guys, but I didn't call them this morning because see this weird movement here, like with UCAD. This is one trade that I was going to call. I was going to call UCAD, but it's just moving a little weird. So I didn't call it. I mean, I could technically still call it because I think it's going to come down. But I'll just hold off on this, and then we'll enter, the next entry that appears. Because a lot of stuff is starting to set up, guys, but it is Thursday, so the market is going to start getting weird. Like there's an entry here for odd CAD, but it did pull back a bit. So this would have been a buy entry right there. Nothing there. Odd JPY is back in profit. Odd NCD's in profit. Actually, I think this hit full T. No, not yet. Okay. So I think everything else here. I'm just zooming through these real quick, guys. So we had an entry here for odd CHF. I was going to call it, but it's too close to the next zone. It's only 22 pips. That's why I didn't call that trade. If you guys are wondering why I didn't call certain trades, they're just too close to the zones. And I'm going to have to redraw these zones because it is midweek. So the zones have changed dramatically since Sunday. So other than that, there was a move here for NU. I'm not sure why we didn't take this trade, or if we did, we might have. But it did hit full TP already. It's too late for that. Like I mentioned, UCAD over here. This is a sell you guys can possibly take. I didn't call it because I felt like it was a risky trade, especially with the current conditions and everything moving kind of weird. USD CHF, it's one there as well, and UJ here as well. Yeah, there's some of these trades here that I think we didn't call this because of the FOMC meeting yesterday. So unfortunately, it's been a slow week for Forex, but it's been a pretty crazy week for US 30. So we'll see how this plays out. I have my alerts set up over here. I'm going to go ahead and draw these. I'm going to go ahead and redraw the zones so that we can identify where everything is right here. But let me go ahead and take a look at the chat real quick before we get started. And let's see who's in this room right now, guys. Hey, morning, Greg. Morning, Peter. Morning, Gypsy Land. Morning, Black to Jerry. Morning, Indra. Black to Jerry said it's going to be a nice US 30 sell. Definitely, bro. We need that because I'm still in that sell from yesterday. Yeah, definitely. It is weird. It's a huge price difference. Hey, Fung, morning. Morning, Dennis. Morning, John. Morning, Jalicia. Morning, Kushi. Morning, Alkin. Morning, Josh. Morning, other Josh. Morning, David. Morning, Matt. Morning, Kenny. Morning, Waveland. Morning, Forex Trader. Morning, Hamisi. Morning, Liz. Morning, Tune. Morning, Gactive. Morning, Sneaks. Morning, Joe. Morning, everybody. So yeah, guys, like I was mentioning earlier, I might have to disregard the US 30 trade from yesterday, because the problem with the US 30 trade from yesterday is that it hit stop loss for certain people who were using certain brokers, But for the majority of who are using FTMO like myself, I didn't hit stop loss. I'm still in the trade right now. And it's moving down in profit as we, as we speak. So the problem with that is I don't want to post a win if I ended up winning this trade, because it's just going to imbalance, everyone's different results. So for that specific reason, I think I might just disregard yesterday's US 30 trade. And I'm not going to include that in the results because I've never seen this before where price is off by like 200 pips. Not even 200 pips. It's like 2,000 pips actually, because honestly, I don't know what's going on with US 30, guys, because price is way up here for us, but then on FTMO, it's like way down here. And I don't know if it's like that for the other MT4 brokers, but I personally have no explanation as to why price is like that off, because it's never been that off. I can't remember any time that's ever happened. So Dominic said, hi, Shawn, are you not stopped out from yesterday's sell? No, we're still in the trade. Yeah, all of us are still in that trade who are on FTMO. So that's why I can't call the results for that trade, because the thing is, if this ends up dropping, which it might, because if we get a sell signal here, it'll continue dropping further. So if I can show you guys my chart over here, let me see if you guys can see that. So if you guys look at my chart right here, you can see that I'm still in the trade for the FTMO. So, I mean, sorry guys, I don't have a good explanation for why this happened, because I've never seen it happen before. The only time I've seen something like that happen was when the market kind of crashed in March, but I wasn't expecting this to happen today or yesterday, because the news wasn't that it was impactful, but it wasn't that impactful. So we'll have to wait and see how that plays out. But otherwise, we're going to keep moving on with US 30, and we're going to take the next trade that appears today. So let me see the chat again over here. Good morning, Victor. Morning, Razul. Morning, Amar. Morning, Braden. Morning, Jason. Morning, Josh. Morning, Damien. Morning, Jarabo. Morning, Hope. And morning, everyone else. But yeah, guys, honestly, I don't know what happened with that. So if you guys have questions about that, I probably can't answer your question because I'm still in the trade. So I don't know what caused that. But let me go ahead and draw these zones over here. And then we can, get started with analyzing this. So let me see, we have an upper zone right here. Got these lower zones right there. And these zones aren't necessary for US 30, guys. The reason we draw these zones is just to identify the storyline for US 30 from yesterday up until today, or more so from London up until today, because generally the direction is set during London, and sometimes it falls through into US session. But like I mentioned, it's not necessary because price generally doesn't respect these structures anyways. It usually breaks right through them. I'm just drawing them so that I can see the rejection points and anticipate where it's going to move next. All right, so I'm all done drawing my zones. I'm going to hide the K2SR indicator. And then just looking at it from here, let's see, we'll just start from, where's London entry? Or we can start from back here, actually. Let me see, only from when it broke from above. So you can see right here, price started from up down here. It came up to this section over here, rejected off this K2SR level, came down, pretty much just consolidated, shot up, consolidated, shot down, retraced back up, consolidated, shot up from here, consolidated, dropped down, retraced back for a retest of this high over here. I think this is the all-time high, right? Or it's close to it. So if this is the all-time high right here, obviously this is a very, very strong structure, and it's very, it's way too high. So that's why right here, we have this nice rejection. You can see a rejection right here, rejection right here, rejection right here, and rejection right here for a quadruple rejection, right? So with it being an all-time high and the quadruple rejection right there, we have this nice, reversal pattern right here where price came up with a bullish candle, rejected off this point, followed by two strong bearish candles. So this can indicate a nice rejection, because you can see right here, same situation happened on the 16th yesterday. Price came up, tested it, followed by 4 strong bearish candles, and look what happened. It dropped from that point all the way down here for a move of, let's see, about 1,800 pips. So same situation right here. If we get some strong bearish candles off this point, following this nice rejection, we could probably see this drop even farther down here as well. So that's why I'm glad that I'm still in that sell from yesterday, because I do see it dropping. And then if we get a sell today, it's going to justify our sell as well, because we'll have our sell active from yesterday plus another sell running today that will combine for a double sell. And if it pushes down, that'll be, you know, a double TP there. So that's why I see it coming over here. I do have my alert set up. So once I get that sell signal, I will post a signal and I'll give you guys a heads up to enter that sell if you guys aren't in the premium. However, if you guys are in the premium, you guys will get the signal, real time, and then you guys will be able to catch that move with us. So that's it for US 30 real quick. Let me check the chat again for a second. Morning, Funky. Let me see if there's any other questions here, because I think there was a couple questions that we may have missed. Tune's asking, EU and GU, my charts show that it can still go up after retracement. Can you skim down to lower time frames later and check if you can? Yeah, definitely, Tune. I'll take a look at that in a little bit as well. Greg said, I don't know anything about it, but I know some people are using Twitch instead of Zoom and YouTube. Thanks, Greg. I'll probably, we'll have to look into another platform if it keeps lagging like this. Funky said, I have a question. How do I close my buy safely without ruining my free margin while watching for the sell to reverse? Oh, for US 30. It's kind of a hard question, Funky, because for me, I would just trail it up. I personally don't think it's going to go any higher than this right now. So I would probably just get out of this buy if you're still in the buy. The reason for that is because it's at a strong, I don't know if it's at an all-time high. Let me check. Let me go in the higher time frame. Just want to make sure it's. So yeah, US 30 is at an all-time high right now, Funky. So I think it's going to come right back down. You can see right here, it hasn't reached this point ever. So looking at this right here, for one, it's at an all-time high. For two, we have a rejection. It's followed by some strong bearish candles. It's a bullish push up, rejection off this point, and then very, very strong bearish candles. So I think this is going to come down from here. So, for this specific entry over here, I mean, if you're in a buy, I don't think it's going to keep pushing up even further. It's, it's artificially high. It can't keep pushing up forever, because the thing is, whoever made money off this from this push, they're going to sell off their positions, because obviously how they're going to make money if they don't sell off their positions, right? They're going to sell it off. It's going to push down and people are going to buy the dip, right? It's just how it always works. That's just how the market moves. It's not going to keep pushing up. It might push up later on in the end of the year, but I don't think it's going to push up today, because we still have like half a month left. And if you guys understand how US 30 moves, it usually pulls back a little bit. And then towards the end of the year, it has that bullish move to close out with, good morale. So we'll see how this goes. Let me see what else we've got over here. Oh yeah, thanks, Forex. Forex Trader just reminded me. Hey guys, so if you guys are getting value out of this stream, can you guys please like the video? Just do us a little favor and like the video and subscribe if you guys haven't already. That way it helps out with the YouTube algorithm, and a lot of other people can find this stream. If you guys have made profits with me, if you guys have just been sitting and learning some stuff with me here, it would definitely help us out. And it'd be greatly appreciated if you guys could like the video and subscribe, just to help us out. Because I know there's a lot of people that need this, these live sessions that I give daily, and a lot of people don't have access to it. So that'll definitely help with the YouTube algorithm, and then I can continue to give you guys free content. Because the thing is, if we don't grow the following here, I'm going to have to start doing this privately, and I'm not going to be able to give you guys, this free knowledge, because other people are paying and they're going to want, some sort of advantage over everyone else. So if this continues to grow, I'll continue to do this for free every single day, and you guys can just copy my trades live as we do this. So this will benefit not only the premium members, but it'll also benefit everyone else that hops onto this live and just wants to learn, because I'm here to help you guys, and I'm not here really to, like pretty much squeeze everything out of you guys. I'm here literally just to teach you guys and to make sure that you guys understand. But obviously, the premium members are they're gonna need to have some sort of upper hand, aside from getting my signals real time and access to my indicators. I definitely still want to help everyone else who's not in the premium. So thanks for doing that, guys. If you guys already did, if not, please go ahead and do that, just to help out with our algorithm here. So let me go back to the chat over here. All right, Damien, I see Damien wants AU analysis. So let me go over here, and I'm gonna make a list real quick of all the questions that you guys have, so that I can make sure to look at all those as we go down the chat. So Tune wants EU and GU. So we got Damien over here. He wants AU. This is gonna be perfect because it's easier to analyze all of the USD pairs. Because I could probably do it all together. Let's see if there's anything else here. Ersis mentioned said no way Dow is going down. We'll see. I think it's going to come down, and I want it to come down because we have the sell from yesterday still active. Good morning, Ed. Yeah, Funky said I don't want to close my account. Notice a buy balance, free margin. Yeah, Funky. Honestly, I personally don't know. Well, I know how margin works, but I don't necessarily know how it works with US 30 because it's valued a lot higher, so it requires more margin. And I usually don't go to that point where I get margin called out because I never over leverage. I have like a set amount of risk per trade. You have like a max of total 10% risk at one time completely. So I never really run into that issue. So I can't really necessarily say, how to fix your margin because I know if you're in profit, your margin is not going to be taken, right? If you're negative, then the margin is going to start to get eaten out. But it just really depends on what you're trading. Because if you're trading Forex pairs, it's not going to eat up as much margin if you're trading something cheap, like an AUD pair. But if you're trading like a CHF, GBP, EU pair, those will definitely eat up a lot of margin. So you can probably compare US 30 margin to maybe like a GBP or CHF margin if you want to get down to the exact details. But I personally don't know how to calculate that specifically. All right, we have Randall wants me to check out a USD CHF. And then Funky lastly wants me to check out EJ and GJ. So currently we have questions for EU, GU, AU, USD CHF, and EJ, GJ. So I'm going to take a look at those right now. I have my alert set up here for US 30. So I will be able to check that out, and then we will continue further. So let me go ahead and take a look over here. I should have just called this UCAD trade, guys, the ones I was talking about earlier. So I didn't call this trade because it was pulled up and it was retracing super hard. I was going to put a sell stop there, but I didn't call it because the market's just moving a little unusually. For one, it's Thursday. For two, it's following the FOMC. So, I could see that happening where it just has a late reaction to the news, but it's starting to drop hard. It's too late to enter this right now. So I can get started over here and check. Air suspension said Dow's going up 200 points today. Sorry for your sells. We'll see about that air suspension. My analysis looks pretty decent for a sell here. We'll see how that plays out. If we get a sell signal, it's probably going to drop. It's trying to do the opposite of what you predicted. But we'll see. We'll just see how it plays out. Let me go back to the questions over here. So tune over here, we got EU. So let me pull up EU first. So looking at E over here, I might have to redraw these zones, guys, because the problem with this is that these zones are too far out. So let me see, these bottom zones are fine, which are irrelevant because it's so far from current price. Price is currently up here. Let me go ahead and grab those upper zones. So nothing there, go on the daily over here. Nothing right there either. So price is so high up that it's like price hasn't tested this area in honestly, I don't even know how long. Let's see, so we have it. All right, so for EU right here, soon, let me just draw this upper zone over here. So EU is currently within a zone right now. But it's got a lot of distance right here. It's got actually like 70 pip move. So with EU, you can continue pushing up because of the upper zone is not anywhere close. So it's probably going to push up from here. This could have been an entry right here. Unfortunately, I didn't identify. Well, actually, it came last night. I didn't realize that this zone was so huge that I kind of missed the move at this point. So I wish I called this last night because our GU hit full TP. So if our GU hit full TP, our EU would have hit full TP as well right here, or no, it would have been like halfway there. But it does look bullish too, and so I think this will continue up. For one, the US dollar is super weak. That's why it's pushing up. And then if you compare it to all of the USD pairs right here, they're all bullish, right? AU, EU, GU. Looks like this retraced down a little bit, but everything else for the most part is overall bullish. NU right here, I don't know why I didn't call this trade either. So that's bullish. UCAD's bullish. USD is bearish as well. Or no, both of the UCs are both bearish, since the US dollar is paired on the on the left side. But yeah, looking at EU over here, it looks like it can continue pushing up, possibly up until this next zone over here, which is going to be about, let's see if I can fix this. The next zone over here, which is about 1.233, sorry guys, 1.23240, which is about, let's see, it's about 70 pips from current price right now. I personally wouldn't enter this late, but yeah, it probably push from this point up until here, and it probably push even further into next week as well, with the US dollar just being super weak. I think the stimulus, let me see CNBC real quick. Let me see if there's any stimulus talk that's coming out that could be affecting it as well. Well, I did see Robinhood got sued. So Robinhood got, SEC charges Robinhood with misleading customers about how it makes money. Bitcoin all-time high. Weekly jobless claims unexpectedly rise, highest hit since early September. So jobless claims are getting higher and higher, guys. That means that the US dollar is going to just be weaker and weaker because there's no jobs around. It's going to affect the US dollar and US economy pretty heavily. So I don't see anything going well for the US dollar anytime soon. So I do think it's going to continue up, further and further. So if you're in a buy tune, I think you should be good for EU. Same for any of the other crossed USD pairs as well. So that's it for EU right there. Let me look at the next one. You also want us to take a look at GU as well. So looking at GU over here, it's the same thing. It's also very bullish. Let me see if there's any zones that I need to redraw. I fixed most of these zones earlier this morning when I was looking for entries, but the ones that I didn't really fix were the higher ones. Let me just delete this. It's daily. Weekly. All right, so that's why I drew that big zone up there. Looking at G over here, it's probably going to retrace off a bit, and then it'll either come back to retest this, or I can just shoot right back up from this point. One or the other. Looking at the other GBP pairs, we can look at the correlation between all of them. So looking at the other GBP pairs over here, it looks like, let me check this. GA is, they're all kind of doing the same thing. Looks like the pound is kind of weakening a bit right now. So I wouldn't correlate that with the other USD pairs, but all the GBP pairs are all coming down right now. We also have news coming up shortly within the next 20 minutes, I believe, right? Yeah, we have the MPC member, Broadbent, who's going to speak in about 20 minutes. So it's probably going to affect price. So for these GU pairs, these might be a temporary pullback. Like you can see how it's pulling back slightly for pretty much all the GBP pairs. So looking at GA over here, retracement, GCAD retracement, GC retracement, GJ retracement, GN retracement, G retracement. So right here, after that news happens in the next 20 minutes, it can either correct it right back up and spike it up, or it'll bring it back down. It'll just continue down further. So I would wait until that news event happens just to see how the market reacts to it, because it could be a little tricky. And the last thing you want to do is enter a buy and then it ends up dropping, or you enter a sell and it ends up spiking up, right? So I'd be careful with GU and wait for the news to pass, which is in about, like I mentioned, 20 minutes. And then just see how the market reacts to that. So I'd probably wait maybe until 8, maybe even until 10 to take an entry, because you want to wait and give it some time for price to pretty much go up and down based on the news, and see if price corrects back upwards or if it continues downwards, where you can pretty much just catch that wave in that direction. So I'd hold off on that. Let me see what else is good here. Okay, so I think that's it for those questions. Let me go back to US 30 right here. Yeah, we'll see US 30. I don't know if it's going to keep pushing up. It looks like it's having trouble trying to break through the structure. But we'll see. Let's see where the sentiment's at. Let's see where the sentiment's at, and then we'll see where air suspension, his analysis lies. Let's see. IG sentiment, US 30. Because obviously I don't want to trade where everyone else is trading, right? You want to trade where The opposite is, so there's only 66% of people that are short right now. That's a pretty solid number, because the thing is, I think the number was bigger yesterday where more people were short. So it looks like people are trying to shift over to the long side. So if they're shifting over to the long side, that's why they're trying to push this up slightly to lure people in. And then when you least expect it, they're going to spike it right back down, right? Kind of what happened right here. I'm sure yesterday, yesterday everyone kept thinking it was going to keep shooting up further, but then it rejected off that point and shot straight down about 2,000 pips. So we'll see how that plays out. But yeah, the sentiment right here is pretty decent, because it's in the middle. It's not really one-sided. So we'll see how that plays out, and then from there we'll determine our move. So let me go ahead and look at the other pairs that people are asking for. Let me go ahead and take a look at the rest of the questions here in the chat before we continue moving forward. Nasima is asking, what's a good broker to trade US 30? So Nasima, for me, I personally, I never really, I never recommend any unregulated brokers, which is usually what everyone else uses. So the problem with that is that it's kind of hard to find a legit broker that's available to most people. So if you're not located in the US, you can use IC markets. That's what most people use. But for me personally, since I'm located in the US, we don't have access to IC markets. So we have to use something like, either either a regulated broker like TD Ameritrade or TradeStation or something like that, which I have no experience using, so I can't recommend those. But I personally use Hugo's Way for my personal trading and then FTMO for my normal trading. Yeah, I use Hugo's Way, but I don't recommend it to anyone because it's an unregulated broker. But if you want to use it, I mean, it works fine for me. I just wouldn't put too much money into it, long term, because it does act a little funky sometimes. So let me keep going down the list over here. Let me sit down. Actually, I'm tired of standing. Put my desk down real quick. Let's see. David said, I think those are very old all-time highs for EU. Yeah, no, definitely. EU, I mean, it's about time for EU to keep pushing up, especially with the rest of the USD pairs. Bradenton Trump says stimulus looks very good. Yeah, so if the stimulus comes out, it's just going to weaken the US dollar even more, because when they print money, it's just going to weaken its value. So it's going to be beneficial for, any buys that we have for any USD pairs. Let's see. Nice. Yes. Tune said he has a retracement at 1.35498. So if I go back to over here, 1.35498. Oh, nice. So you got it from way down here, right? So you got some nice profit off that already. Tune. I'd probably move your stop loss and profit, maybe trail it up as it's going. Like maybe put your stop loss at some point right here, middle of the wick. That way, if it pulls back, it'll stop you out in profit. Otherwise, you can keep pushing up even further. David said they've been saying stimulus possibly for over 80 days. Yeah, I know. It's all smoke and mirrors. The thing with the stimulus is that it's obviously it's very political. Trump wants to talk about stimulus so that people still like him, and then Biden's going to talk about stimulus for the same reason. So they're going to keep talking about stimulus, but it's not really going to I wouldn't believe it until I actually see it, because the stimulus talk has been going for a long time now. So we'll see how that plays out, but otherwise we'll keep looking. Funky said, I like these sessions except when you say I would advise you not to, and I'm already Funky, you're funny. Yeah, because you're in that buy, right? So right here you can see it's starting to drop down, guys. It looks like it's starting to establish lower lows, right? So we have a high here, a low here. If this drops from this point, this could be the lower high, and then it'll just continue down further. So we'll see if this keeps pushing down. I think it's going to push down. Obviously, the last signal we had was a buy, so the next one's going to be a sell. So we'll see how this plays out. Let me take a look over here. David said GJ is melting. Yeah, it's same with all the GJ pairs. You know what's weird? I mean, I'm glad because we had the other GJ, not GJ buy thing, or we did yesterday. We had GJ buy yesterday, so we made that profit off GJ, and then we hopped out. And I'm glad we did because it's starting to drop. It looks like all of the JPY pairs are starting to pull back quite a bit. Our CHF JPY pair right here is about to hit full TP for 65 pips. KJPY is coming down as well. EJ is going sideways. GJ is pulling back. NJ, so they're all kind of they're all going their own way. So it's kind of hard to really analyze the JPY pairs. AJ and NJ are similar, so I think these are going to continue up. They correlate. However, UJ is dropping heavily. GJ is pulling back slightly, and so it's a mixed bag for the JPY pairs, guys. Generally, they go in one direction, but you can see for ODJPY and NJ, these are correlating pairs. They're both going the same direction. They're having some retracement. However, looking at KJPY, it's dropping super hard. CHF JPY is dropping super hard. EJ, GJ are going for a smaller retracement or sideways, and UJ over here is dropping super hard as well. So we'll see how this plays out, guys. The JPY pairs are kind of tricky right now, so I'm not necessarily trading them, even though they're like one of my favorite pairs to trade. So that's it for those right there. Let me keep going down the questions real quick to see if there's anything over here. DJ Clifton is asking, hey everyone, just a quick question. The zones on the charts, is he drawing them manually or is there an indicator? I'm new here, kindly says. So DJ, for our zones right here, the way that I draw them is basically we use the K2SR indicator. So I'll hide my zones right there. And what we use is my K2SR indicator right here that plots all of these zones on the chart, right? What I do is I just draw my zones manually over them because you can see here, obviously it's a little messy. And if you're not able to really identify these rejection points, it's going to be hard for you to really really look at it. So what I do is I draw my zones right over them. So you can see there, they cover the zones completely. And then I hide the indicator. And there we go. We got some perfectly lined up zones right here plotted by my algorithm. And, it takes out the guesswork. Because for a lot of people, they place their zones in the wrong places. And it's common for a lot of new traders or people that don't really know how to identify these zones. So like for here, there's no guesswork. There's no subjectivity. It's all objective because the thing is the zones are already drawn for you. Going back so far in data where these are actually strong zones that have been tested in the past. So when you have this right here, you just draw your, manual rectangles over them, and then you just hide the indicator, and then you've got some clean zones on the chart. So that's how I draw them right there. And if you want access to them, you can access them on our website. Just go to k2trades.com. And then we still have our trial going on for $50. So if you scroll down to the bottom, the trial here is only $50, guys. This is going to disappear probably really, really soon because we have too many people joining. And I'm not able to give that one-on-one treatment to, every single person if we have too many people in K2. So we're going to get rid of this very soon. So if you guys want to sign up for the trial, make sure to sign up very, very soon because, once this is gone, it's going to be gone and it's not going to be coming back probably ever, guys, because K2 is not getting any smaller. We're just growing every single day. And I want to make sure that I'm able to give you guys that one-on-one mentorship treatment for every single person that joins K2. Because I want to make sure everyone's successful, just like all the previous members in K2 before you. So, quick explanation for that. Let me see if there's anything else over here. JJ's asking what's the update for US 30 yesterday. So, oh, there we go. We got the sell coming. So US 30 yesterday, I was discussing this with everyone earlier this morning that US 30 kind of just went crazy for different brokers. So if you're using a normal broker, it might have hit your stop loss. For everyone in FTMO, we're still in the trade. So it's a mixed bag depending on who you're, like what broker you're trading with. But we're still in the trade currently with FTMO. So the thing with yesterday's results is that I'm probably going to have to just discard that trade because if this ends up dropping from here and hits our full TP for FTMO, and then it ends up, the loss was counted for the other account, I'm not going to weigh both because I traded on FTMO. So obviously I would report a win, but I don't want to report a win and then have it lopsided when some people took a loss. So I'm probably going to scratch that yesterday's result. And then we'll just continue on with today. So right here, we have a sell signal that's developing. So air suspension looks like it might be coming down for here right now. So if we close this out right here and this closes with the sell, it's probably going to come down even further. So that'll be our entry right there. If we end up taking this here, wait, why did they just drop so heavily? Guys, I don't know if US 30 looks weird to you, but I don't know if it's just because where price currently is. Let me see if this is a, so the 15th, we took a buy, right? Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Let's see. Yeah, the numbers look right. The range just looks really, really wide to me. I guess it's because price barely moved last night. So that's why the 150 price range is just, yeah, I don't know what's going on. Yeah, no, it's got to be 150. Okay. Yeah, it just looks weird to me, guys, because normally our range isn't that wide for the day. But I guess because of how price is moving, this would be the range for the day. So we'll wait for this to close out. When it does close out, we might have an entry. So we have 7 minutes left on this candle. And then after that, I'll go back to your questions, guys. So I do have some questions from Damien. He wants us to look at AU. Randall wants us to look at UC, and Funky wants us to look at EJ and GJ. So I'll take a look at those those three pairs, or four pairs actually. Once we're done with this, I don't want to go back and forth because I don't want to miss this trade here. Let me Oh, got you, Dennis. Yes. So, let me check my email real quick. So I didn't get it to anyone's emails yet, so I haven't responded to people. But yeah, Dennis, let me get your access real quick. Thanks for reminding me. So let me just pull this up right here, since we're waiting for this to close anyways. All right, Dennis, let me get your access real quick. All right, Dennis, you should have access to the K2 indicators. Just go on your chart, open indicators, and then go under invite only scripts, and then you can find all the K2 indicators right there. So let me go ahead and show you real quick on the screen as well. So I just activated your access. Just go to indicators right here, go to invite only scripts, and then you'll have all of the K2 indicators right there ready for you to use. So we got 6 minutes left on this candle. Let's see how this plays out from this point, and then we will continue from there. Let me just zoom through the chat real quick. I mean the Telegram chat, because I think we might have missed some of these questions here. All right, cool. So I think I do have a lot of, you can see here I have like 19 notifications for Telegram. So guys, if I didn't respond to your question on Telegram, I will get to you eventually. It's just right now I'm just more focused on our current trades and possible trades before I can focus on answering any questions. So let me just go ahead and wait for this to close out. We have about 5 minutes. I'm going to keep looking through the chat real quick and see if there's anything else here. From any of these other people in the YouTube. So let's see, Dominic said should not close below the zone to be a valid signal. It's like right now between two zones. So no, Dominic, this is a different strategy. I think you're confusing it with the SR strategy. This is the US 30 strategy. So I'm sure you've been here every morning, Dominic. It's been the same strategy that we apply every day, where we wait for the market open right here, which is 6:30, and then we wait for the first valid signal, which is pending right here. And when that closes, we take that signal for 150, for a 1500 pip move, because generally that's the sweet spot for how much it moves during the New York session. So it's actually a lot simpler. These zones are just here for extra confirmation. They're not necessary, but they're here because a lot of you guys can't see what I see. If I take all this stuff off here, you wouldn't have seen that rejection point right here, right? The only reason you see the rejection point is because I drew that zone there. So that's why you know that there's a rejection point right here and right here, because I use the zones. However, normally we wouldn't use those and we would just have a blank chart. So if I didn't have those zones drawn up, you wouldn't have seen that there's a zone up here and a zone right here confirming that bearish move. So that's why I have the zones up here, but they're not necessary. They're not required for this specific strategy. Okay, let's see. So it's starting to drop pretty nicely right here. I might have to take a smaller position because I still have that self up from yesterday, which is freaking annoying. Let me see if I could fix that. Or I might just not be able to take the trade today because of that specifically, since I don't want to go over the max loss. So I'm trying to see if my other account is close, because I have like 3 FTMO accounts, guys. So I have to keep track of all of them, which is, I mean, it's a hassle. It's a huge hassle, but I mean, what can I do? You know, I want to make 3 times the profit. So let me see, 10, 15,000 plus, how much drawdown have I had today? Max daily loss 2244. So I'm still kind of pushing it, but it's not horrible. So I might take this trade on my own FTMO, just a smaller lot size, maybe like a 10 instead of the full 15. So we have looks like some retracement off that wick. So we'll be waiting for this to drop down. We got about 2 minutes left. A lot can happen in 2 minutes, guys. It's not necessarily going to stay up here. It can probably swing right back down and then provide for the entry. So I'm going to keep watching it. If this doesn't close, we're going to continue on with the rest of the questions, and then we will we'll keep pushing on. Okay, let me keep going through there. Let me check this real quick. But yeah, Dennis, you should be good. Yeah, perfect. Yeah, so Dennis, you have access to the indicators. Just go ahead and try to enable them. If you still have issues, just let me know, and then I can look into it. But you should be fine. It looks like your account is good to go. We got a minute left in this candle. It looks like it's swung all the way up, so we might have to wait for the next one before making this entry. And the market's been super all over the place this week, huh, guys? Well, actually, not this whole week, just yesterday. Yesterday with the FOMC, the market just started going crazy, like all over the place. Like even this spike right here is kind of big. Let's see. I mean, it's not huge, but it's still a 300 pip move for a small 10-minute candle. And for it to spike up like that and create this long bottom wick is it's kind of unusual because it just keeps bouncing around. So it doesn't look like there's going to be an entry, guys. We have about 40 seconds left on this candle. It's but it's pushed up. So it might push up again right here and then pretty much go sideways until it ends up dumping at some point, right? So we'll wait for that. It doesn't look like it's going to close with the signal. So we might have to just continue on with this sideways movement until that happens. So it's pushing up right now. We've got about 18 seconds left. Doesn't look like it's going to push off. See, Cameron's asking, just logged on. What's US 30 looking like? Yeah, we're on it right now. Still waiting for it. So right here we have that candle didn't close. Obviously, it was a nice, well, it wasn't a nice wick, but it's an ugly wick where it came down and it shot right back up the last couple seconds. So we'll be waiting for the entry again. It's starting to push up again. It might come up and retest this structure, or it can just go sideways for a bit until it ends up choosing a direction. So we'll see how this plays. It's just yeah, I mean, we're not going to be able to take an entry until we have a sell signal. So there's really no reason for us to really be staring at it. So we have 90 minutes left on it. I'm going to go ahead and analyze any of the other pairs that you guys want before I come back and revisit US 30. But we're still looking for a sell right now. We have a sell bias because our previous signal was a buy. It's also at an all-time high. So it hasn't broken the structure right here, like pretty much all week. It's been trying to break the structure. So one test right there. one test right there, two tests right there, three tests or four tests right there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Strong rejection off this point. You know, generally when price rejects off the point like that, you can see what happened in the past. So price rejected off this structure. We had a sell signal, and then it ended up dropping nearly 4,000 pips. Same situation over here, rejection off here, sell signal, and then it dropped from there all the way to down there, right? Same situation right here, rejection off this point, sell signal, and then it came down to this structure right here. So same situation over here. If we get this rejection and it's followed by a sell signal, we can probably see it come down even further to here, 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 or even down farther down here. So we'll see how this plays out, guys. You know, we're not gonna take any early moves. We're just gonna wait for that confirmation. Once we have that full confirmation, we can take that signal there. Because generally, you just look at price here. It almost always repeats itself, right? It doesn't matter whether it's, you know, it's in a move down or if it's a move up. Same situation, like, let me see if I can find something here. So same situation like right here. You can see price comes, test this structure, test it for 1, 2, 3 times, maybe 4 times right here, followed by a buy signal. It shoots all the way up to the next structure. Same situation right here. Price rejects off it, sell signal comes down to there. Rejection off this point, buy signal goes from this point all the way up to here, right? So that's why we use all of these extra confirmations, but the main confirmation is going to be the momentum signal, giving us that full confirmation that price is going to, you know, continue in that direction. Right here, you can see price rejected off this point. We had a buy signal, it came up, tested the structure, rejected off this point. That's why we're waiting for a sell signal to push it back down to here or even farther down. So we'll just wait and see how that plays out. We just really wouldn't know what happens until it ends up pushing us through. So we have a couple more questions here. So we looked at EU, GU already. Next pair is going to be AU for Damien. David said, oh, Dominic said, okay, it just sounds way too simple. Yeah, I mean, that's the problem with a lot of traders, guys. A lot of people want to overcomplicate this when it's not really all that difficult if you like actually know what you're doing. David said it wants to dump so bad, but everyone is waiting for the same thing. Exactly. So they're probably going to keep pushing price up slightly. You know, they're just going to keep messing with people so that people will think this is a buy. Because obviously, if you look at this from a smaller perspective, so if you're looking at this from here, you know, a lot of people are thinking to buy, right? So majority of people would take a buy here. They're going to trick people and lure people in for a buy right here. They're going to keep pushing it up slightly just so people take that buy. And then as soon as people have buys right here, they're going to dump it, right? That's exactly what I see happening here. I don't see it pushing all that much higher. It might push to like close to this zone right here, or even like close to this all-time high. But I think it's about time for it to dump, because like every time it reaches an all-time high, it dumps, right? All-time high, dump, all-time high, dump. Again, right here, all-time high. It looks like it's still preparing for this dump right here. So it looks like, you know, the market makers and institutions are obviously trying to lure people in. They want people to go in for this buy because they're going to make more money by pushing price up here and having all these people here. And then everyone has their stop losses like right here below this. For example, if someone enters and price is above this area right here, where is they ever going to put their stop loss? They're either going to put it at the swing right here, or they're going to put it below the structure, right? So if they have their stop losses right there, they're just going to push price up slightly. So like, check this out. They're going to push price up slightly so that people will think it's going to continue pushing up. They're just going to, I'm trying to get this. Okay, so they're going to push it up like maybe up to here where it gets close to this point. And then when people least expect it, they're going to dump it super hard and everyone's going to get stopped out. So everyone here is going to get stopped out. Everyone down here is going to get stopped out. Everyone down here is going to get stopped out as well. So it's a game of psychology, guys. It's really like, it's like playing chess. Like I mentioned almost every day, you can't trade how everyone else is trading because majority of people fail at trading. So if you trade the same way everyone's doing it, you're probably going to fail at trading, just like the majority of people. So you got to do something different, and you got to look at it from both perspectives. Like look at it from here. It's obviously in a bullish trend, you know, a short-term bullish trend, but overall, you know, when people get lured into this, you want to do the opposite of what everyone's doing. If everyone's buying, you obviously want to sell. If everyone's selling, you obviously want to buy, right? So we'll see. It's a mixed bag right now, guys, because when it gets to an all-time high, it is a touchy area because what the market makers and institutions are going to do, they're probably going to look at sentiment and do the opposite of what everyone's doing. So the 66% of people short, it's not that many people. If it was like around the 70% area, maybe 70, 75% area, then I would see price going up further to stop all of these people out. However, it's close to the middle ground. So it looks like people are shifting from short positions to long positions, because earlier this week, people were majority short. So we'll see how that plays out. And then we can continue from that point. So let me go ahead and update the list right here of the pairs people want me to look at. So yeah, Hassan wants us to take a look at EC. So Hassan, Euro CHF. We have Cameron with gold. So gold and GJ. We're gonna look at GJ right now, actually, for Funky as well. So we're gonna have those two right there. See if there's anything else. All right, cool. So I think that's about it. So we're going to look at AE for Damien, look at USD CHF for Randall, EJ, GJ for Funky and Cameron, Euro CHF for Hassan, and gold for Cameron as well. Nidro is asking, how do you do that red green thing? What's the red green thing? Neandra, sorry, I'm trying to figure. I don't want to mispronounce your name. The vertical lines right here are the momentum signals. So if you have access to the K2 indicators, that's obviously the K2 momentum indicator. Turn that on, and it provides the direction of momentum on the chart for you. So in order to get that, you'll just need an active subscription to the K2 indicators and the K2 strategies, and you can do that on the website. Just go to k2trades.com. And then you can click on the K2 strategy course right here. If you haven't signed up for the trial already, it's still available. Scroll down to the bottom. It's only $50 for the first month, and you have access to all the indicators and all of the strategies as well. So if you guys are brand new here, I'll just give you a quick rundown of the strategy course so you guys can see exactly what's included. So basically right here, you can see that it has all of the intro stuff, all of the basics like trading view tools and functions that I use, the foundational stuff, trend line, support, resistance, etc. And then right here's the main stuff. It's the K2 strategy. So we have the intraday strategy, the momentum strategy, the scalping strategy, the K2SR strategy. This is what I use for all of the K2 Forex signals. I only use one strategy. I've been using this all year, and that's pretty much where all of these results are derived from. So all of our Forex results right here, are 446 wins, 146 losses, and a net total profit of 18,000 pips is from using this one strategy on the 4-hour time frame. I've been using this all year round. It's not a seasonal strategy. It works all year because it's based off momentum. So as long as the market's moving, you can implement it and be profitable just using this one strategy all year. We also have the pivot strategy here and the daily US 30 strategy, which is what we're applying for US 30 right here. Basically, we're waiting for price to provide a sell signal after the market open, and then we're going to catch that wave in that direction downwards. So that'll be completely explained to you on the course if you guys don't have access to it. And yeah, if you guys saw our results, I haven't posted the results for all the K2 members yesterday and today, but looking at the results here, you can see the dates. I save everyone's results here. This is from today. We have Camo over here. He killed it. He locked in, let's see, $300 today, on his own using K2. Paul over here, he locked in 2,309. So he killed it with that as well. Usman over here, nice profit, $91. Sam over here, he locked in a total of, 9,298. That's amazing, Sam. Tam over here, she's over there on vacation in Mexico. She's still locked in her profits, pay off that trip pretty much. Cheryl over here with about 600 in profit. She had another trade over here for about 1,000 in profit. Arik over here, he made about 1,000 in profit. And these are all from today and yesterday, guys. You can see the date here from today. And then this is from the 16th yesterday. Everyone's profits here. Sisuk always scalping and killing it with US 30. Arik again with some more profits. Aaron over here as well. He made about $400 off that US 30. Josh over here with about 1,000. And these aren't even my profits, guys. These are K2 members' profits. And these are just from yesterday and today. If you go back farther, we have profits for the entire month. So if you guys aren't profitable with K2, then, just reach out to me because you might be doing something wrong. Because if everyone here is killing it and making a ton of profits, you're probably making some mistakes, and that's an easy fix. Just talk to me and I can help you with that, because obviously we have ends and ends of results here. I can go back the entire year, and these aren't even my results. These are everyone else's results. So it just goes to show that, K2 actually works, and people here are actually making profit, not just me. But okay, so let's go back to the charts over here and see what we've got in the group over here. So Hassan wants CHF JPY as well. Let me add that on there. Hassan CHF JPY. Let's see. RX said we will wait for entry like last time was at all-time high. Yeah, definitely, RX. So we're gonna wait for that sell signal. Once we get that sell signal, we'll hop into that and pretty much ride that thing down. So, all right, back to the questions. Let's see. The first one is from Damien. He wants to take a look at AU. Let me pull up AU real quick. And if you guys have any questions, don't be shy, guys. We're all here together. We do this every single day. Even if you're brand new here and you guys have any questions, there's no stupid questions here. If you have any trading questions, all of us were beginners at some point, and I'm here to help you guys. So I'm not charging you guys for any of this. The only thing that I ask is if you guys haven't already, just, like this stream and subscribe to the K2 YouTube channel. That way other people like you who need help can find this channel, because I do this completely free every single day. I answer all your questions, and I'm just here to help you guys grow, because I was in the same position as you guys at some point in the past where I didn't have a mentor. I never paid for a course, and I'm just giving back to everyone else that's trying to make this their path as well. So let's go ahead and take a look at AU over here, and then we'll move on from that point. All right, Damien. So looking at AU over here, the USD is overall pretty weak, just because of COVID and because of the upcoming stimulus talk that's been going on for some time now. But yeah, looking at right here, we had price break structure from this point. So this trade over here is actually still running if you took it from this point over here up until this next zone. So I think it's still going to be pretty bullish. I personally wouldn't enter right now because just because of the fact that it's so far out. But I think it's going to continue up further. It might retrace down a little bit, but eventually I think it's going to continue up even further and further. So I personally would have a bullish bias for the specific reason that we have a bullish momentum right here. The most recent signal was a buy signal indicating a bullish movement, right? So we had this buy signal, and then on top of that, price broke this structure. So when price breaks structure like that, it generally pushes up and tests the next structure like it did right here. Once price breaks this structure, it's going to do the same thing and push up to test this next structure way up here. That's why for me right here, price is currently retracing a little bit, but I think overall it's going to continue back upwards. The only difference with this is if there's some sort of breakthrough in the market with, with regard to the COVID vaccine, if there's something that allows it to, benefit the masses, then we could probably see this, possibly push up for the most part. So we'll see how this plays out. But overall, I think it's going to be bullish. Overall, it's going to be bullish. Damien, sorry, I'm getting sidetracked. I'm looking at the chat. We just got a signal here. Air Suspension said, when we're talking about Dow J, banks and big funds, market makers are too small to affect the price. Or market makers are too small to affect the price. So buying stocks. So when they close some positions, you get a sell signal. I mean, if you say so, Air Suspension, if you look at our results from December, we had a ton of wins applying the same strategy. So I'm going to keep following what I know works, because we made a ton of profit off this. But it keeps dropping right here. So we'll see how it plays out. I mean, you have your own analysis. We have our own analysis. There's no right or wrong, but I think if we were to match up our results for mine and yours, I think the K2 results have probably been a lot better. So I would just continue to use what we're doing, because our win rate here has been pretty high. I'm sure you've seen it, Air Suspension. You've been in the group for a while. You've seen all of our wins, right? So, if I wouldn't, like, what normal people say is like, don't fix something that's not broken. And, the K2 strategy is obviously not broken. So we're just going to keep going for that sell signal. You could think that it's going to push up, but I think it's going to come down. So, we'll just see how that plays out. But, there's no right or wrong analysis here. You could be right with thinking it's going to go up, and I could be right that it's going to go down. We'll just have to wait and see how it plays out. And then once it does, we'll see who's standing at the end of today's entry. If this ends up coming out, I don't even know if we're going to get a signal, guys, because the thing is, this can go sideways for a long time. We can go sideways for a long time right here, right? And then if it passes a certain time point, like if it passes 10 a.m., sorry, 10 a.m. right here, we're probably not going to take the trade, because at that point, most people understand that price moves differently from session to session. Like from right here, you can see from London session, it came down, or actually it hasn't even been moving at all. It's been literally just going sideways this whole day. But if you go from like session to session, like right here, you can see from yesterday's session, it was like obviously bullish, right? Or it was like literally all over the place. So right here, okay, so right here at 6:30, you can see that it basically goes, it moves in two waves during New York session. So it moves down from here, and then mid session, it goes the opposite direction, right? So that's why we don't take a trade that's too late, because right now this is the open, and then this would be the close over here, or reopen for Asia session. So it's going to go sideways. It'll probably go one direction here, go down, and then at that point it might swing right back up, or it can continue to go down before swinging up from that point. So that's why we don't enter trades that are going on too late. But I still think it's going to be a sell. I mean, you guys can analyze it however you like, but I've been trading US 30 every day for the whole year, and it's, it usually plays out the way that we do it. Yeah, no, definitely air suspension. He said air suspension is talking in general. Yeah, there's no conflict here, bro. Like we're just, you could have your bullish analysis. We'll have our bearish analysis. I'm just saying, I don't think it's going to, it's going to play out in that direction. And obviously I have a vested interest in this because I have a sell, right? So obviously I'm going to be pushing for a sell. Yeah, no, definitely air suspension. We're just, it's good to have conflicting views, because that way it makes me think, what if I'm wrong? Or it makes you think, what if you're wrong with your analysis? Because that way, we're able to grow, because we're able to identify the analysis from both sides. Because the problem with a lot of traders is they only analyze things one way. So like right here, if you're analyzing this, as one person that has like a bullish bias, then they would only think of this as, a buy right here, right? Vice versa, if you're analyzing it from like this perspective, you think it was like bearish, right? So there's always a different way to analyze the time frame. And it's always fun to have like some sort of competition where you're thinking it's going to go up and we're thinking it's going to go down. But we'll definitely see how this plays out within the next, I guess, hour or so. Because once it reaches 10, I'm definitely not going to take the trade, guys, because this week has been a little unusual with the FOMC yesterday. And then also on top of that, it is Thursday, so the market's just going to be acting a little unusual because a lot of people are pulling out before the market closes for tomorrow. So I'm definitely not going to take the trade tomorrow, most likely not. And today we'll take it if it comes on time. If it comes too late, then we're probably going to skip it. And hopefully I don't have any internet connectivity issues today, because I know a lot of people are upset that we had a disconnect yesterday. But hopefully things are better this morning than it was yesterday. But yeah, we're still looking for the signal right here, guys. We'll wait how that plays out, and then hopefully it's a sell, because I'm still in the sell from yesterday. So if you guys are wondering why I want to sell so bad, is because I'm still in that sell from yesterday. So I want to make profit off that. I also want to make profit off today to make up for yesterday's hold. So I'm going to keep pushing for a sell, guys. If you guys want to advocate for a buy, you guys can. But for me specifically, we obviously all here want to sell, because we're all in that trade from yesterday still. But let's keep going through here. Let's keep through here and go back to the questions that I was just looking at. So Damien, there goes your AU right there. I'm going to go on to the next one. Randall wants us to take a look at USD-CHF. So USD-CHF moves the same direction as AU for the most part. So if this is bullish, it's going to be bearish for USD-CHF. And there it is. It's bearish right there. So I think this is going to continue down, Randall. Technically this this entry would have started from over here and then would have pushed down here for about, I guess, 100 pips, right? Yeah, but it's a little farther down, but this is where the original entry appeared from, actually right here. Because price broke the structure and then we had a sell signal. So from this point, we anticipated it to come down from here, way down here. So price is currently still on its way down right now. And it's about, let's see how many pips from the bottom, about 40 pips. So I think it's going to continue down further. This would have been the full entry. I wish I would have called this. The reason why I didn't call this on the 8th was because prices come down like way too far, guys. It's like it came down way over here and the next zone was way down here. So it was risky because I was worried that it was going to pull back and then, retrace to some extent and, possibly hit stop loss before continuing down. However, that didn't happen and it just continued to push down further and further. So Randall, for USD CHF, just like I analyzed for AUD USD, I think it's going to continue down further because the US dollar is weak. And the thing with the Swiss franc is that it's a safe haven currency. So it moves opposite of the US dollar. So if the US dollar is weak, plus there's uncertainty in the world with regard to COVID and a couple other things, COVID, the stimulus, trying to think of anything else that could affect the market. There's a ton of things that can affect the market, especially with regard to a safe haven currency. So I think this might, possibly go sideways for a bit, but eventually I think it's going to dump and hit this structure over here, which when it comes down to this point, it'll probably, reject up a little bit before possibly dropping further. Because I think it's going to continue dropping, well into next year, at least until we have a vaccine that's available to the masses. Because right now we just have the emergency vaccine, but it's not going to help, the general public because not everyone's going to get it. It's just going to go to like, what is called like frontline workers and stuff like that. And majority of people don't want to take the vaccine anyways. So it's going to linger for like maybe another year or so. So it's probably just going to keep dropping further and further. Randall's asking, cool. I was wondering about institutional support. So I don't trade like that. I don't know, a lot of people always talk about institutional trading. I honestly, I've never looked at that. Well, I kind of heard about it, but I've never really looked at it. So I don't know where to identify that. All I can say is this is the K2SR zone right here. So if you're familiar with, how the K2SR zone works, they're pretty accurate. So maybe this would be lining up with, this institutional zone that you mentioned. But like I mentioned, I don't trade that or analyze anything in that way. So I personally can't necessarily give you a direct answer with regard to that, because I'm not going to act like I know what I'm talking about and then just give you some BS like a lot of other people do. I'm going to be real with you, and I'm going to tell you that I don't trade institutional trading, or institutional analysis. So I don't know where that specific support's going to be, but this is where my zone is. So it probably lines up with the zone because, like I mentioned, these zones right here are rejection points that have tested the same exact price point at some point in the past. So if we go ahead and back up from USD CHF over here, you can see that this zone right here was tested way back in, let's see, a long time ago. It was tested way back in December 2014 and basically 2014 up until 2012, 2011, and etc. But this I don't know if you'd call this an institutional zone. I don't know if you ever heard of the like the Swiss crash. Like there was a flash crash that happened with the Swiss franc where price just spiked down. So I don't know if this zone was created, with regard to whichever support you're mentioning, but this like flash crash right here established these zones right here. So you can see price came down. It like crashed for like a second, and then there's a huge crash in the market, and it looks like it established it right here, but then it also broke right through it over here. So yeah, hopefully that helps. I'm sorry I wasn't that much of a help for this because I just don't know your analysis, but I think it would possibly line up with yours as well. Okay, cool. So Randall said basically the same thing, same as that zone. Cool things. Yeah, definitely. So if they line up, so say if your zone lines up with the K2SR zone, odds are it's probably a really strong zone. So it'd be a good area to look out for. Man, US 30 just keeps playing with us, huh, guys? Signal appears and it disappears. It appears and it disappears. We got 4 minutes left on this candle. I will continue looking at it, and then we can possibly, you know, move on to the next one. So I'm going to take that off right there. So we've looked at UC. Next up is going to be EJ and GJ for Funky. Let me see if there's anything else here. Look down at the chat real quick. Ark said, I think it's gonna fake fake up, then dump pump, and then dump like 2 weeks ago. Yeah, definitely, Ark. I think that's gonna happen too. That's what I was mentioning. I was thinking that they were probably pushing it up because they wanted to lure in these buyers before dumping it pretty heavily. That's kind of what I see. That's also what David sees as well. So, you know, if our analysis lines up, I think it should be a good move for us. But yeah, like I mentioned before, you know, there's analysis in both directions. There's not just one way to analyze it. And I like how people have opposite analysis because I can analyze it that way as well and just figure out whether, you know, my analysis is flawed or if there's any, you know, unnecessary risk that we're taking by taking the short. Yeah, Varun said Dow's been very choppy this week. Exactly. So that's why it's been very, I wouldn't say it was hard to trade, but it was very tricky because, you know, just looking at price here, if we zoom out from here, price kind of had that bullish move, consolidation, choppiness, bullish move, choppiness, drop, and then literally some choppiness right here. So it seems like every other day has been pretty choppy. It's like choppy, momentum move, choppy, momentum move, choppy, momentum move, choppy. So it looks like it's preparing for a momentum move right here, possibly down, hopefully, because it's trying to break out of this little structure right here. So these two zones right here, prices between them, right? If we get that sell signal, I probably see it pushing pretty far down to maybe here before it possibly, you know, goes into another consolidation choppy movement for tomorrow. So we'll see how this goes, and then we'll you know we'll play by ear. So we got 2 minutes left on this candle, guys. Before I go and analyze anything else, I'm just gonna stay on this because I don't want to miss the entry. And then yeah, once this closes, we can take that entry and we'll be good to go. Here, let me go check the messages real quick. All right, Braden wants to take a look at odd NZD. So let me add you to the list, Braden. So let's see, Braden. Odd NZD. See if there's anything else here. So if you guys have any other questions, feel free to put them in the chat. I'm going to add you guys to the list, and then we'll go ahead and take a look at everything over here as well. Air Suspension said, I'm trading over 100 instruments by fully automated system in IB. Nice. I'm not using leverage. I'm here because my son who says that you're for real and great. Yeah, definitely Air Suspension. It's just funny because I keep calling you Air Suspension. I'm sure you have a real name, but yeah, you know, I'm glad that you're here, and I'm glad that you're putting your input into the chat. But yeah, I thought about making this system automated as well, but I don't know. There's a lot of issues that I've run into, and a lot of issues that a lot of people have brought up as well. That, you know, possible risk with automating it. So that's why I decided not to automate it. But maybe at some point in the future, I'll be able to automate this because the system's really easy. It's like one trade a day. And but obviously we use our outside knowledge in order to fully confirm these moves. All right, guys, we got 30 seconds left on this candle. It's about to close. I'm going to enter another position for this as well. Let me enter my second position right here. I'm going to enter a smaller lot size because it's just too risky with how price is moving. Yeah, guys, so we have this this pending right here. If it closes, then we'll be good. We got 10 seconds left. It doesn't look like we're going to have that candle close right there. Nope, doesn't look like it. So we'll wait. Let's see, 4, 5, 3, 2, 1. No signal. All right, so we're going to wait for the next one. No entry right there, guys. We have another 10 minutes, so I have enough time to go and analyze other things before we come back and revisit this entry right here. So let me go back and revisit all of the other things on this side. Let me see if there's any other questions here. Yeah, David said it's a bad week to trade, to be honest. The FX volatility index has dropped every day. Yeah, you know, as we get closer to the end of the year and closer to the to Christmas, the volatility is just going to die down overall, guys. That's why I'm kind of happy that we have all of these news events coming up, because the news events will provide for volatility in the market when we can't find it there already. So that's why we definitely like news, even though it could, you know, affect the market. But okay, let me keep going down the list real quick before I go back to the pairs. One question from Jason's asking, Shawn, I've been trading FTMO trials for a few months now. I'm in the States and have been using Euro instead of USD because the profit target is smaller. Is that the right thinking, or does it matter? Because if tighter allows tighter loss allowance. So Jason, I think it's the same thing because the conversion rate of euro and USD, it balances out to the same thing. I don't think you'll get any sort of advantage or some sort of edge in the market if you're using the euro, because if you do the translation for it, it's going to be about the same thing. And even if, like, it doesn't matter which currency that you're trading, you're still trying to move to a certain price point. I don't think it's going to make a huge difference, because I know there's a couple of people that are using euro as well. And let me see if I can do the math on that, because I think the 80K euro, let me see, euro to USD conversion, because I know there's a couple guys here that use the euro as well that are actually located in Europe, and they have like an 80K euro account. So it's only off by like a little bit. It's not like a huge difference. So I personally would just use the dollar, because I mean, if it was a big difference, like maybe 10 or 20,000, then yeah, obviously it'd be a huge difference. But I think generally it's just it's not a huge difference. It's probably like 1,000 euros. That's different when translating the US dollar to the euro, or because the thing is too, if this is less, so say your euro is less than than the US dollar, right? So if your euro is less than the US dollar, when you get your payout at the end of the month, you're going to get less money as well, Jason. So I don't think that it would be beneficial, because the thing is, if you're winning and you're consistent, you'd be better off with more value in your account with 100K versus getting a smaller payout for the less euros at the end of the month. Because obviously, if you're winning and you're consistent, you want to have the best payout. So I don't think it changes the risk at all. So I would just go with the US dollar if you're located in the US. Because another thing as well is when you get your payout, and if they're paying you in euros, then the problem with that is they're going to charge you a conversion fee, when they wire the money to your bank. So you're going to lose even more money that way. So I don't think it's beneficial at all. Okay, so let me go back to the chat over here. Nice. Dennis said he's in profit floating 60. Nice. Break even, stop, close. High to the high, so no real loss. Nice. Good work, Dennis. So Dennis really locked that in right there. So he put his stop loss at break even. He's in profit right now for a sell, I'm assuming. So he got in a little early. I would have gotten a little early too, but you guys saw how that happened yesterday. I jumped the gun a little too early. I ended up taking a loss in the opposite direction for a buy, and it ended up spiking down. So that's why I'm not going to do that again today. Also, I'm still in the sell from yesterday. So I definitely want to push it down further. So let me keep going down the list over here, and then I will continue moving on from there. So Cameron's asking, would you recommend using many different indicators? So personally, I wouldn't, Cameron. That's a problem with a lot of traders. They try to add like 100 indicators on the chart, and you don't even know what to look at. For me, I like to keep it very simple. I have the zones drawn up. That's like number one, because I want to see where the rejection points are. Number two, I have the momentum indicator. That's literally all I use. However, we have like 5 different indicators that you can use if you want to double up your confirmation. Like you can use the K2 pivots to determine the trend and to see where the rejection points are that are dynamic with price. You can use a trend meter below to identify the overall trend. There's your tools are pretty much unlimited, but I think for me personally, I think it would be best for you to keep it as little as possible. Maybe 2 indicators that indicate specific things. Like for me, I want to know where the rejection points are, and then I want to know where momentum is moving. So obviously I see a rejection, it's followed by momentum swing upwards. Obviously I would take that buy, right? Same situation right here. Price rejects off the structure. We have a sell signal. I'm going to catch that momentum swing downwards. It's really easy and it's really simple. But the problem is a lot of people like to overcomplicate trading when it should be, as simple as possible. Because if you have too many confirmations, you're going to miss out on a lot of good trades, because you're not going to have those line up every single time. And in most cases, if you let those line up, and you lose, you're going to be so super upset because you waited like days, weeks, months for that one perfect trade that didn't even play out, right? So, trading is a game of probabilities, and it's literally a numbers game, guys. If you have a strategy that has a high win percentage or any like decent win percentage at all, like above at least a 60 or 65%, if you take every single trade, then you'll be profitable at the end of the week, month, year. So that's why I keep it simple, and I just use proper risk management. Like if I take a loss, I just eat the loss and move on to the next one, because I already know that with my win percentage, I'll balance out at the end of the the week and the year. So that is about it for that question. Let me I'm just gonna keep answering questions before I move on to the analysis, guys, because we have about 3 minutes left on this candle, and I don't want to miss this entry if we end up having that signal close right there for a sell. So let me just prepare our signal over here. Let me see, US 30 sell stop. I'm just going to prepare the signal in case we have that sell that appears for our premium members. So if you guys are in the premium, you have access to all the parameters here, and they're sent in all of the the premium groups. So we have this here available. I'm going to just get it prepared in case this this candle closes. Otherwise, we will we'll have to wait for the next one. So let me go down for some more questions over here. Here's this mission, by the way, I almost managed to automate your strategy. Nice, man. Yeah. I've been trying to automate it, but obviously you run into trial and error all the time, and sometimes the system goes rogue, and I just don't want to risk that when I can just do it manually. And I prefer to do it manually because I actually am watching it, and I'm able to incorporate other factors into the entry versus then just entering it right away. But yeah, no, definitely, that's awesome, Eric. Let's see, Dominic said 10% max loss is still 10% max loss no matter which currency. Yeah, exactly, definitely. I agree with that as well. We have about a minute left on here, so let me keep going down over here. Dennis said, how to make up for that little loss from yesterday. Yeah, no, definitely, bro. I'm trying to do that too because I'm still in the trade from yesterday. So let me see if mine is back in profit yet. So I'm still in the negative. I'm negative 200, which is not bad. It could be a whole lot worse, guys. Like I could have had a full loss, but thankfully it's coming back down. We have about a minute left. So as this continues to swing down further, we will continue with this move. If it closes, so we're waiting for this to close. We have about a minute left in the clock. If that closes, then we'll take the entry. If not, we'll wait for the next one. Varun wants us to take a look at gold. So yeah, I do have gold lined up already. So I'm going to be looking at gold for Cameron and for Varun in a short while. I just want to go ahead and wait for this to close before we move on with that, because I don't want to miss the trade. We have about 50 seconds left on the clock. Yeah, Dominic said not liking all the wicks coming from support. Me neither, man. I definitely would have wanted this to just push right through or close somewhere around this point, or we can just take that entry. But we got to deal with what we got to deal with. So let's see, we got this pending. So we got 30 seconds left on the clock, guys. I'm gonna count down. We got about 25 seconds, guys. I have my finger ready on my phone to hit a market sell if it does close. But we will we'll wait and see how this plays out. We got 15 seconds left, guys. 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. No signal, guys. Unfortunately, no signal. So we will have to wait for this next candle to close before we make that deciding entry. So I'm going to go ahead and hold off on that for now. And then I'll go back to the questions and analyze EJ and GJ for Funky right now. Hamisi said, I know you don't trade UK 100. My question is, what will the lot size be if I trade 100K FTMO account? So Hamisi, oh yeah, thanks, Dave. So David responded to you right there. He said 10 lots is what most people have been using. If you want to find out the exact number, just go ahead and reach out in the premium chat. Hamisi, I know you're in there. Because Mark and Jazz and Alekin and Spencer, so yeah, those 4 guys right there, those are the guys that are going to be running the UK entry. So just ask them, and they should have better answers for you. Sorry, I wish I had a better answer for you, but I don't necessarily trade that specifically. Dominic said, my candles here in the Philippines closed 20 seconds earlier than yours, Shawn. Yeah, Dominic. So if you have the indicator, you can actually look at it yourself. Because mine is a little, David was telling me that my stream has been a little delayed for certain people. Some people have like a 5-second delay. Some people have like a 10-second delay. It just depends on your internet connection. I have a pretty strong internet connection here at home. So I think due to the streaming on YouTube, it's slightly delayed. So I recommend that you have the actual indicator so that you can identify it yourself rather than waiting for me to count down, guys. Because the thing is, you might miss out on that entry if you end up waiting, too long. So let me keep checking. Yeah, wave bump. There's no signal yet. We're gonna wait for this next one over here off this this next entry. So let me go ahead and take a look at the other pairs that people want us to look at. So I think EJ was the first one for Funky. Yeah, EJ and then GJ. This is perfect because they usually correlate, and then it'll work out for both of us. So right now, currently, it looks like price is in a heavy consolidation for EJ, Funky. So right here, it's in heavy consolidation. We have a bullish bias right here because the most recent signal was a buy signal, right? So we anticipate this to possibly push up from this point. And if it breaks this structure, then we can take a buy. However, if we get a sell signal and then it closes below here, then we would take the sell. But currently EJ is just in a in consolidation phase right now. So I personally wouldn't trade it, but actually no. Okay, so check this out, Funky. This trade is actually not finished yet. So there was an entry right here when price closed below. Actually, no, okay, I take that back. I guess there would be an entry right here technically. I personally wouldn't take it because it's just not enough space for me to take this trade. But if you were to take this entry right here, because price broke below the structure, it broke above, closed, and had a buy signal, this would possibly push up from there. So I think it's just going to range for a bit, but yeah, it's probably going to push up to this point before either rejecting back down or breaking above it and continuing up further. So these are the two scenarios that can play out right here, but I think overall it's probably going to continue up a bit more. So that's it for EJ right there. Let's take a look at GJ real quick. I'm gonna try to speed through these guys because we still have to go back to US 30. But looking at GJ over here. So right here with GJ, it is currently within this structure right here. So similar to EJ, that's what I had a bullish bias, right? Same with GJ over here. I have a bullish bias as well because the most recent signal was a buy signal. Although it was an invalid signal, this is analyzed differently on the 4-hour time frame. So we just want to have this signal indicating that the overall momentum is pushing upwards. It doesn't matter if it's an invalid signal or if it's a valid signal because we're not taking that signal candle. We're waiting for price to break above this structure right here and then just confirm the bullish momentum so that we can ride this upwards, right? This is a trade that we took earlier today. Yeah, I think earlier today, or not earlier today, it was yesterday actually. So we took GJ yesterday and we hit our full TP right there. Same exact entry, right? So I called that entry right there. It's the same one I just marked up right here. So price broke the structure and then it pushed up to this area right here. Price broke the structure again, then it pushed up to this area up here. So once price breaks this structure again right here, then we can anticipate it to push up from that point and then we can take a long position. So that's what we're looking out for here for GJ. Otherwise we will we'll be holding off until that happens because it can also retrace back from this point or it can continue up further. Who knows? But we'll see how that plays out. Meanwhile, we'll just hold off on that. But like I said, Funky, if this breaks above, then we'll take that buy. So hopefully you're in a buy for both of those because I remember you asked about this and you had that comment earlier about you like these live streams, but you hate when it goes against your analysis. So hopefully you have a buy for GJ and a buy for EJ because I think both of these are going to be bullish. So that's what I see for those two pairs. So we're done with EJ, done with GJ. We have a couple more for Hassan. We have Euro CHF, CHF JPY. For Cameron, we have gold. For Braden, we have odd NZD. And for Braden, we'll also add EG to it as well because he had this one question right there. So let me just go through the chat real quick, see if there's anything else that we're missing here. All right, so I think that's it for the questions in the chat. I'm just gonna go and take a look at US 30 real quick. Man, US 30 is just bouncing around, guys. It's kind of annoying because we want to take this trade already, but we just have to be patient and not enter a little too early like I did yesterday. Ended up eating that that bad trade. But all right, so we have this right here. Let me go back to the Forex charts and let me analyze the next pair that's been requested. So for Hassan, Kel says US 30 is being a sloppy Joe, 100%. It's probably just gonna range within this structure before it actually breaks out, up or down. Hopefully down, because we need that sell, guys. We definitely need that sell. So we'll see how that goes. Otherwise, I will continue analyzing the Forex pairs for now. Actually, we have about 3 minutes left on here, so I might just analyze Euro CHF really quick, and then I'll go right back to US 30. So looking at Euro CHF right here, we have a bullish momentum. I was actually going to call this trade, Hassan, this one right here, because I anticipated it to push up to this structure right here. However, the structure was just too close. It was a 20 pip move, 22 pip move, and it just wasn't enough for me to really take it. However, I kind of wish I did because we would have hit full TP, right? This is just me being careful because of how the market's moving. But this would have been the entry right here because for one, price broke the structure right here. It closed above it. Then we confirmed the direction of momentum with this buy signal right here. So, all those line up. So we would anticipate this to push up and test this structure right here before either rejecting down or before breaking above it and continuing up further. So that is exactly what I see happening and playing out right here. So if you're in a buy, it looks like you're in a good position. I wish I called this buy, but you can't win them all and you can't take every trade. So this is like another reason why I might want to automate this, like how air suspension has it, because then my emotions would be kept out of it. The reason I didn't take this trade is because it was too close, and also because of the uncertainty in the market this week. But if I was just mechanical and took it, we would have hit P1 for a small pips and then push on to TP up here. So if you're in a buy, I think it looks good. Otherwise, I think it's too late to enter this right now. I'd wait for it to break above this structure. Then you could probably take it and then write it up, or wait for it to break above this structure and then do the same thing from there, right? So I'd hold off on that currently if you're not already in it. If you're to buy, congrats. It looks like you're gonna hit full TP. But otherwise, I would hold off, temporarily to see how it moves following the breaking close past the structure and then above here as well. So we're done with Euro CHF. Let me go ahead and take a look at CHF JPY right here. Just going back to US 30 real quick. So we have this little bullish pull up right here for about 40 pips. We will we'll see how this goes. Josh said US 30 momentum. We need a Trump tweet. Yeah, let's have Trump talk about something real quick to push price in a direction, or some type of COVID news. That'll help that as well. We have 30 seconds left on this candle, guys. Let's see how this plays out. 20 seconds. 15 seconds. So just looking at the storyline here, guys, let me go ahead and hide this stuff. Looking at the candles right here, you kind of see a low established here. So low, high, low, push up here to a high. And then it looks like from this point, it established a high. This is the all-time high, right? So we have a high here. I'm gonna just use this ray right here. So we have a high, we have a low right here. We have another high right here. And then we have it pushing down further. So I think, if we're looking at this from a high-low perspective, once this closes below this low right here, then I could probably anticipate a nice drop to happen from that point, a free fall, right? Because it would have established a lower low. So we have the high, low, lower high, and then as it pushes down completely from this point, we can probably see it drop even further. So if I draw some channels right here, You probably see it drop lower to establish, lower low at this point. But we'll see how this plays out, guys. I don't want to make any too early or too late predictions, so we'll just have to wait and see how price reacts, and not like jump the gun. Because the thing is, price is just going sideways. So if it follows through like our analysis that I just covered right now, and it closes below this point, this this structure, then it's going to establish a lower low, and then it'll probably continue down even further for a drop from this point, right? So we'll see how this plays out, but overall, it's still in some consolidation right now. It's just going sideways. It's ranging consolidation until we have something that's going to push the market in a certain direction. Then we probably wouldn't have that right here. But yeah, we'll keep waiting for this, guys. We'll keep waiting and then see how this plays out. Otherwise, we might just have to skip today's trade just because of how the market's moving overall for the week. And this is normal, guys. We're getting close to the holidays. We're here in like late December. The market generally slows down a whole lot once we get to that point because a lot of people are pulling out. They're just chilling for the rest of the year. And if that happens, volatility just dies down because obviously you can see the movement in the market isn't as like crazy as it was, last month or earlier in the month right here. We have this huge, moves of volatility right here. And you compare it to price currently, it's kind of just going sideways. There's more consolidation phases rather than these, very strong bullish and bearish movements. Hopefully we get this bearish movement because I really want this to drop. But we're not gonna pray for anything. We're just gonna wait and see how price reacts to it. Because obviously we can have so many ideas, but it doesn't mean it's gonna exactly play out. So we'll just wait and see how this plays out. Otherwise, we will continue moving through. Let's see if there's anything else here. So Cameron's asking, when is usually the most profitable month for retail traders? Is there a specific month that people get excited for? So generally, if we're looking at normal market conditions, the thing is you have to keep in mind that this isn't a normal year. COVID doesn't happen every year, and COVID's been causing a lot of manipulation in the market with regard to price movement. Like US 30 reaching, these all-time highs during a pandemic is like pretty crazy to me, especially when the US dollar is super weak. So generally, if you're looking at the market in a normal perspective, the market generally moves in seasons. So generally from spring is probably the best time to trade. Like end of winter into spring would probably be the best time because that's when everyone's trading. It's a brand new year. Everyone is, getting into it and getting into a full swing for trading. Once you enter summer, that's when a lot of the big banks, institutions, and the bigger traders go on vacation. So at that point, volatility dies down and it just becomes a free for all of these retail traders who don't know what they're doing and they're just pushing price up and down. You'll see a lot of consolidation during that time and a lot of just weird price movements. The market's just generally slow. So basically, summer is probably the worst time to trade if there's no volatility in the market, which is normally how it is. And then the spring and the fall are probably the best times. And then once we get into the winter and holiday season, that's when people go on vacation and they stop trading as well. So volatility dies down. So generally, summer is the worst. Winter is probably the second worst. And then spring and fall are probably the best because that's when people come back from their summer vacation and then they end up trading, full swing again during fall up until the holidays. And then, like I mentioned, it moves in seasons. So that's something to look out for, Cameron. But like I mentioned, this is a different type of year. We are, it's a COVID year. So a lot of other things are affecting the market and it doesn't move exactly the same way that it does every other year for the most part. And that's just from my perspective. I've been trading for like about maybe 10 years now, a little over 10 years. And I've seen how the market moves, moves the same every single year, aside from this year because of COVID. So that's it for that. Let me see if there's a signal here. Doesn't look like there is. Nope, no signal. So let's go back to the analysis. So we looked at Euro CHF right here and CHF JPY. So let's move on to the next one, gold. Sorry, Cameron, I know you've been waiting for this gold for a long time, but here we are. So we're looking at gold right here. It looks like it played out like we were discussing yesterday, guys. I said once it reached this point, it would probably shoot up, and it did prior to that due to the FOMC news. That wasn't necessarily beneficial. So let me go ahead and analyze this from scratch for you guys that are new here. basically when I analyze gold, I just zoom out from here. Here's naked chart. I turn on my K2SR indicator, and then I draw my zones. So there goes my first zone right there. Second zone right there. Another zone right there. Right there. And guys, we've been working on a new strategy for a lot of the indices as well. So, you know, if you guys thought that this was a super crazy year for our indices, and just wait until next year, guys, because we have UK 100 that's been hitting nonstop. We have US 30 that's been hitting nonstop, and me and the UK guys, we're working on a new strategy. It's going to be really, really profitable. So, you know, we already have 2 winning indice strategies that are working very well. We have one more that's in the works right now. So be ready for that, guys, because I'm excited for that. We looked at it yesterday, and man, profits are insane. I'm super hyped for that because I like, me personally, I like indices more than Forex now, because the Forex market's so slow. And for the indices, we can take a few trades a day and be super profitable to cover like a whole week of Forex trading. So keep an eye out for that, guys. If you guys are in the premium, we're going to be giving you guys updates, and we will definitely be showing you guys, you know, what we've been looking at soon enough. So after I draw these structures right here for gold, what I do next is I turn on the momentum indicator, and then I identify the direction of momentum. So right here, obviously we have a bullish momentum. You can see price broke structure like right here. And then once it broke structure, it tested this next zone right here. Same situation over here. Price broke the structure at this point. It pushed up to here. And then lastly, price broke the structure right here. And then it pushed up to there as well. So you can see the rejection off this point, came right back down. There's a couple scenarios that can play out right here, right? So price is currently at this low, or not this low, but it's at this other zone right here. So what could happen from this point is price can either reject off this zone and continue up further, or it can reverse from this point, close below here. And then if we get a sell signal, it's probably going to continue back down to correct to where price was prior to the news yesterday. So this was a move that was influenced mostly because the FOMC news yesterday. You know, obviously the news wasn't so great, so US dollar became weaker, and then gold, you know, the strength of gold went up. So with this right here, you can see that if we get a sell signal and it closes below the structure like it did right here, it'll come back and test this lower structure, right, before it either, you know, breaks below it or swings right back up. So those are like the scenarios that can you know, basically play out from this point. So clearing that up again, scenario number 1 is prices come up, tested the structure, it came back down. It can probably continue back up. And then if it closes above this structure right here, it can continue up even further. That's scenario number 1 right there, right? So that's number 1. It's number 1 because we have a bullish bias. So obviously we want to go the direction of momentum. So if this happens, it's going to continue up. Vice versa, if price rejected off this point, oh, we got to sell signal. Sorry, guys, 26 seconds. Guys, this is going to be an entry right here. How did this come so fast? Okay, let me, sorry, guys, we were like literally rushing for this. US 30 right here. We have a sell signal that's pending. We got 10 seconds left on this signal. Let's see if it closes. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. No signal, guys. Unfortunately, that signal came in like the last 30 seconds for whatever reason, and then it disappeared. This market is so screwed today. It's making me not want to take the trade because it just keeps playing with us. So we almost missed this this entry right here, but it didn't close. So thankfully we're still waiting for this to close here. We got another 10 minutes left on this, guys, and then I'll come back to it. Let me go back to gold real quick. But yeah, so back to my gold analysis. The first scenario is either it breaks above and continues up further. And the reason for that is because we have a bullish bias. However, the opposite of that is price rejected off this point, closes below here, and then we get a sell signal. So if we get a sell signal like we did right here, then I would anticipate this to reverse, right? But right now we don't have that sell signal. So until we get that sell signal, they will then we will obviously be only looking for a buy because we have a bullish buy. So until we get that sell signal, then we'll look for a sell. But right now we're only looking for a buy because the most recent signal was a buy right here. So I'll come back and revisit this a little later. But personally, right now, I just wouldn't trade gold right now, especially after this big move, because it can either correct back down or it can continue pushing back up, depending on what happens, within the next couple hours. If there's any other news that's released with regard to, the US dollar or anything with COVID in general. Trump says he will veto $740 billion defense bill, breaking the Republican-led Senate. Damn, look at Trump over here, man. He's creating so much like craziness in the in the government right now. All right, so let me go back to US 30. Man, that was a crazy drop, right, guys? Oh, here we go. Oh, there we go. All right, guys. So if price drops below this point, like I said earlier, it's going to establish a lower low. So if it's below this point, or just a structure, it'll create a lower low, and it'll provide for a nice big drop. So for you guys who entered like up there, awesome. I'm currently still in the trade, so from yesterday, so I'm still in this, but our new entry is probably going to appear somewhere later down here. I'm hoping it drops even like farther down here so that we can establish that lower low, because we have the high right here, high, low, lower high. And then once price breaks this structure right here, it's going to establish a lower low, and we can probably see this tank all the way down. So that's exactly what I want to see happen here, guys. Let's make it happen, because I got to make my profit back from yesterday's sell entry. Yeah, let me check this real quick. Radimir said you have a signal on Owanda. Yeah, we don't use Owanda. Radimir, it tends to give false signals on Owanda. That's why I don't take it, because we've already looked at Owanda before, and it tends to give a lot of false signals. So it does have that sell signal right there. So this is even a better confirmation, because we have that sell signal there giving us the first sell confirmation, right? If we have it close on currency.com, which is what we normally use, because they use actual currency Forex data, I mean, not Forex, futures data, which is a little more accurate, then it'll give us that extra confirmation that, if Owanda gave the sell signal and then currency.com also gave the sell signal, odds are it's going to be a sell. So I'm kind of glad that Owanda gave that early signal so that we can confirm it with this entry right here. So we will we'll be good with this. We have about 6 minutes left on this clock. Let me just go through the chat real quick. I'm probably not going to analyze anything until we have this entry right here, because I don't want to miss it like we almost did the last signal. So yeah, guys, just bear with me for a second, and then I will hopefully be able to take this trade right here, because I want to take this trade and then pretty much just go on with my day, guys, because it's been a rocky day so far, or a rocky week, I guess, with US 30 for the most part. But thankfully, our Monday won full TP. Yesterday, I'm technically still in that trade. Or no, do we have a trade on Tuesday? I think we did, right? Sorry, guys. I usually keep the results like tallied up throughout the week, but I haven't been doing so because I've just been like so busy with so many other things. But yeah, so it looks like we hit TP yesterday, or no, we hit TP on Monday, it's full TP. I think, yeah, Sunday was, oh, I have full TP too. So actually, this has been a great week for trading, guys. We've hit full TP for not only Monday, we've also hit it on Tuesday. Yesterday was funky, but if we hit it again today, it'll be even great because we have no losses for US 30. So unfortunately, it looks like it's swinging back right there. It's having trouble breaking the structure right here, guys. It's really interesting to see how this this has been moving, because basically US 30 usually went like once you're in a few hours into the market. So the market opened 2 hours ago. Usually by this point, direction has been set. I think right now there's just too much resistance on both sides. People aren't sure if it's going to continue up or if it's going to drop. Or what I see happening here is I see the market makers, institutions, like just pretty much messing with people because they're trying to lure people into a sell or trying to lure people into a buy. So I think what's happening here is a lot of people are trying to buy the dip, right? People are thinking that this is going to be the low right here, this little structure, because they're seeing this as a double bottom, right? If you're a normal price action trader, you would identify this possibly as a double bottom right here. It's a nice rejection off this point. Nice rejection off this point. What I see happening is they're probably going to push price up a little bit. So people enter buys and then lure those people in. Once they have enough people, they'll dump it, stop everyone out. So we'll see how this plays out. I much prefer, would rather have this just close below right here. From this point, just dump right there and then close right here. And then from there, we can take our sell signal and just ride that thing down. So we'll see how that plays out. Let me take a look at the chat real quick and see what is what's going up over here. Cameron's asking, what's the most volatile indice? So the most volatile indices in my opinion is US 30 and the German DAX. The thing with the DAX is that it moves in blocks. So you can see here that US 30 kind of moves smoothly with with regard to pips. It'll move like 200 pips or something like that. If you look at the DAX, it moves like 10 pips per per movement. Instead of moving like 1 to 10 pips, it'll move like 10 to 20 pips. So yeah, it depends on what you see as volatile. If you see a smooth move like with US 30 right here where it goes pip by pip, then I would consider that volatile. But if you see gap movements where it moves like 10 to 20 pips at a time, then that would be volatile for you, identifying DAX. But the US 30 and the DAX 30 are pretty similar. They move very identical. So it doesn't matter which one you trade. They pretty much move pretty much the same way overall. Here, let's see. David said it's doing the slow creep down. They're on to K2. I agree, bro. I agree. Dominic said, ideally, we get a signal when US 30 breaks that support finally. Yeah, no, exactly. Definitely. That's what I would want, Dominic. I would want it to break this support and possibly give a sell signal down here. Or even if it gives a sell signal up here, I don't want price to close below this support. That way it could establish a lower low and then give us confirmation of that, nice drop downwards. So we'll see how that plays out. But the Owanda did give a sell signal. So if currency.com gives the sell signal as well, then we could definitely see a very nice drop from that point. And that'll be super nice. That'll make my week, guys, because I'm still like sick to my stomach from yesterday because I was in profit like 1,500 on my US 30 from yesterday. And I didn't close it because I thought I was going to keep dropping. And now I'm in some drawdowns. So it's like, damn, I should have just closed the stupid position in some profit. And then I could have sold again, like way up here to like recoup, whatever losses I made yesterday from that early trade that I took. So we'll see how this plays out. But yeah, looking at US 30 right here, it doesn't look like it's going to close with a signal just yet. It's got about a minute left in the candle, but who knows? It might just spike down when you least expect it. City said we got a big bank mullen K2. I know, right? They're watching our moves, guys. We've been having such a hot streak with US 30, guys, where it's been phenomenal, guys. Like literally, I think we've had maybe 8 or 9 back-to-back wins. Currently, I don't think we had any losses for a while. So, we'll see how this plays out. I mean, aside from yesterday's trade, which was a weird trade anyways, we're not going to be able to count that because FTMO is still active, but the original position hit stop loss. So aside from that, based on the news move, hopefully this continues to play out as well. We have 15 seconds left. Doesn't look like we're going to get a sell signal on this specific candle. Let me keep going down over here. Yonan said, on that signal, I'm out. It's past midnight. I need to get some action. Australia 2021. You're all welcome. Yeah, no, definitely. I'm going to come visit you guys, Yonan, like pretty much all you guys. This year I was supposed to travel a lot more to visit a lot of you K2 members that are located, throughout Europe and stuff like that. But unfortunately, due to COVID, I wasn't able to travel. So hopefully I can come visit you guys sometime next year. We can enjoy some of these profits that we've been making off these US 30 trades. David said, it's going to dump. Trust, we haven't cleared any liquidity on the week yet. Let's hope for that, bro. Because I definitely need that drop, man. Because I need to make all the money back from yesterday, and then I also need to make some profit today as well. So we'll see how this plays out. Amara said, what position size should I take on my FTMO 10K for US 30? I think Amar's using a 10K. So Amar, you should be using between a one lot or a 2 lot. And the way to calculate that is, I think your max loss is like 500, right? So if you're taking a 1 lot, you're going to be 10 cents per pip times 1,500 pips. You're going to be risking 150 if you're using a 1 lot, right? If you're using a 2 lot, you're going to be risking 300. Your max loss is 500. So you can use between a 1 lot or a 2 lot. If not, you can use a 1.5 lot as well. You multiply it by 1,500. You're only going to be risking 225. So regardless as to if you use a 1 lot, 1.5, or a 2 lot, you're going to be well under your daily loss limit, which is 500. So you just want to make sure you're under that limit if you're only taking 1 trade a day. So it just really depends on how you're trading it. If you're just taking 1 trade a day like I am, just the US 30, then I would recommend taking it's a 1.5 or a 2 lot. That way you maximize your profit potential and you can reach your target a lot faster. Because the thing is, I think your target's like 1,000, right? That's how much you have to make to pass. So if you take a 2 lot, you just divide that by was it 300? So 1,000 divided by 300, you only need about 3.3 wins. So I guess 3 wins, 3 full wins, and like 1 TP1, and then you pass FTMO. So it becomes a numbers game with FTMO. You just have to understand your risk and make sure that you're taking proper lot sizes so that you can pass within the allotted time, because 30 days is not really that much time if you think about it. And then you have to factor in the weekends, because you don't trade on the weekends, obviously. So you factor in like you subtract about it was like 8 days, I guess, just count the weekends. And then from that point, you still need to make about 3.5 wins. So hopefully that helps, Amar. But yeah, you should be using between a 1 or a 2 lot for FTMO. Let's see. Nice. David's first target is 30,100 to 150. He's using those quarter points, huh, David? So he's trying to get way down here, which is perfect because that's where I need to go anyways. I need to make it down here as well. But okay, so I think that's it for that, guys. We have about 6 minutes left on the clock. Let me see if there's any other questions that I missed. So Braden, sorry, I know you've been waiting for your AUD NZD and Euro GBP. So I'll try to analyze that real quick. Let's see. AUD NZD right here. We're still in that buy position. So I still have a bullish bias on this trade, Braden. I don't know if you're still in that AUD NZD trade from last week, but if you are, it's still technically active, right? You're hit TP2 for like 30 pips. I think most people got out there, if not at TP1, but it still has a bullish bias. Or currently it has retracements right here. It traced with a sell signal. It rejected off this structure right here, and then it pushed back up. So I think if it closes above here, it's going to get another buy signal, and then it's going to make that full push to the structure up here. So I have a bullish bias for AUD NZD because we still have this active buy entry that's currently running, and price hasn't broken below this structure. So if we had this sell signal and it broke below the structure, then yeah, it would change my mind and I would be looking for a sell. However, it hasn't broken through the structure. You can see the structure is very, very strong. It's tested it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, about 10 times right here. It's tested it so many times and it's failed to break through it. So from this point, I see it shooting up and hitting our full TP and retesting the structure before either breaking above it or rejecting back down. So that's what I see happening for AUD NZD right there. I mean, it looks good overall. So if you're still in that buy, I think you should be completely fine, and I wouldn't be too worried about it. So now let's move on to the next one, EG. This is your last pair that you want us to look at. So looking at EG right here, it looks like this specific pair has already tested the structure. So we had a sell signal right here. This would have been the entry at this point. It looks like it would have hit full TP right there for about 25 pips. So it's hit full TP already. And it looks like it's rejecting off this point. So right here, it's rejecting off this structure. If we get a buy signal, like, one of these buys right here, or let me see. Yeah, like right here. So price broke the structure. We had a buy signal. It broke above. It pushes up to the next structure right there, right? Same situation right here. If it rejects off this point, we get a buy signal and it pushes up from there, then it'll probably, continue up further. So just keep that in mind for EG over here. However, we still currently have a sell bias because the most recent signal was a sell signal. So we have a sell signal right here, but like I mentioned, price came down. It already completed the move to this structure right here, right? So what could happen here is price could probably come up, come back down, and then close below here. Then if it closes below here, we can anticipate that to push down even further, right? Because we have a sell momentum right here. However, if we get a buy signal, say price rejected off this point, we got a buy signal right here, and then it continues up further, then we would be taking the buy, obviously. So those are the two different scenarios there. You can go and weigh your pros and cons. One way to do that is to look at all of the euro pairs, see which direction they're moving, and then look at the GBP pairs, look which direction they're moving as well. So if we want to further this analysis right here, we just have to look at the euro pairs. So right here, if we want this to continue down, we want to make sure that the euro is weak all around, right? So the euro is kind of weak here. It had some retracement. It's strong right here. It's strong right here. And it's strong right here. So this doesn't correlate with EG right here, right? Because euro is overall strong with regard to the other pairs. Now we'll look at the GBP over here, see if this is strong to justify this bullish movement. So looking at this right here, the pound is strong there, the pound is strong there, pound is strong there, and the pound is strong across the board. So odds are this is probably going to continue down further because the pound is very, very strong across the board, but it does conflict with the cross analysis with the euro because the euro is strong as well. So this is going to be an issue for EG. It's probably going to go sideways until one of them weakens. So if the pound weakens, then this will shoot up from this point. If the pound strengthens, then it'll continue down from this point. So I personally wouldn't trade EG because there's just too much uncertainty to the direction of price moving forward since it's like both the euro and the GBP are both strong. So I personally would hold off on this right now until it actually moves in one direction or the other, because it's probably just going to consolidate a bit until something causes one of them to weaken and the other to strengthen even further. So I'd hold off on this for now. Let's go back to US 30 over here. No signal yet, man. This is it's the waiting game, guys. We've been usually once it gets closer to 10, it just makes me more and more impatient. Honestly, if we wait until like 9:30 and like an hour from now and there's no entry, then I'm probably going to skip it because this, obviously I want to sell a sell bias here because I have a sell position currently active. But I think if it runs that late, then it's going to make it, it's sort of irrelevant. I mean, not irrelevant, but it's going to make it a little more risky because we're getting closer to the end of the market week as the market closes tomorrow. Plus, I think there's some news today, right? Let me check. I mean, not necessarily. There's JPY news later tonight, GBP news. So it looks like there's not really much US news coming up. So the problem with that is that it's going to, the volatility is just going to die down. So if that happens and there's no signal within the next hour or so, it's probably just going to go sideways up until next week. And, the last thing you want to do is hold on to this trade for, a whole 2 days and then into the weekend and then end up getting screwed later. Because the problem with this as well is that there's a huge gap right here, right? There's about a 500 pip gap right here. So this can literally go up. So it's down right here. It's going to swing up and then swing back down. And then you just don't want to get caught in this back and forth movement unless you're scalping, because you're not going to make much profit if you're trying to, buy and hold it or sell and hold it. Because if you're holding it for too long, at some point it's just going to, after it's done going sideways, it's going to spike up or it's going to spike down. So you're just taking unnecessary risk by holding this trade for too long. Well, I mean, I guess longer than you should. So just a heads up, guys, if I don't get a signal probably in the next, 30 minutes or so, then I will probably, I'll probably hold off on it. 1 second, guys, I got a phone call. All right, guys, I'm back. Awesome, dude. I got my parents this sleep number bed for Christmas, and it's finally arrived. I'm gonna visit my parents and try out their bed. It's an expensive bed. I don't know if you guys have seen sleep number beds, but they're like fucking expensive. Like I never knew beds could be that expensive. But let me see. So I'll show you guys real quick. I bought them this huge ass bed. It's pretty cool because like they've been wanting a new bed for so long, and now that I'm finally killing with trading, I can afford to buy them, crazy gifts like this. But yeah, I got them this like which bed is it? Got them like this nice, I think it was this one, the limited edition one. I got them this huge bed, and then when I saw the price, I was like, "Fuck!" It was so expensive. It was like a Cal King. It was literally like, yeah, I got the Flex Fit one. It was just the Flex Fit 3. Dude, the total of this bed was so fucking expensive. I was like shocked that it cost that much. Because even my bed, I have a cheap ass bed, guys. I should probably invest in a nice bed too. It was over $10,000 for a bed. But yeah, the bed just got delivered to my parents. So thankfully, I'm gonna go over there and check it out today. Super, super crazy bed. Kenny said, "My parents love their sleep number." Yeah, definitely. My parents been wanting this bed for like years, guys. And I've been broke my whole fucking life, so I couldn't get them anything that they wanted. And I finally killed it with this whole trading thing. So thankfully, I'm able to buy them nice things now. I mean, honestly, it's about time. I'm not trying to be a deadbeat and not give them shit like my whole life. So, that pretty much covers that covers all of the gifts that I owe them for the past. How old am I now? I'm 30. So like the past 20 years of presents. Yeah. But yeah, guys, you guys should always remember the people who were there for you when you weren't shit. Because I wasn't shit for the longest time. And thankfully trading has changed that for me. So we need this US 30 win so I can go buy myself a bed as well. Cause I'm tired of these cheap IKEA beds that I've been having since like college, law school. I've been having these cheap beds for so long. I think a nice bed would definitely be a definite upgrade for me. Yeah, because we have this pending sell right here, waiting for this to close out so that we can take it. Hey guys, it's going exactly where we wanted to, right? I said I wanted to close below this structure, and it's already broke it actually. So looking at this wick right here, it's already established a lower low. So even if it doesn't close below here, it's still established a lower low. So this would be a great entry at this point. I'm hoping it closes because I really want to take this trade and then get on with my day. So after I take this trade, guys, I'm probably gonna hop off. I need to go visit my parents and make sure that their bed's good to go. Let me see this right here. We got about 4 minutes left on this candle right here. Yeah, let me keep going down the chat real quick and see what's going on over here. Yeah, Dominic said buy FTMO challenge now so you get the 10 extra days. I agree. Wesley's asking what vaccine news. I don't think there's any vaccine news right now, but there's always ongoing news that pops up every so often. David says Shawn calling the hedge funds, telling them to dump it. Man, we need that dump real quick. Let's see. Nice drop on US 30. Yeah, definitely, Josh. It looks like it's going to come back down, hopefully, within the next 3 minutes or so. Sisu said, laughing out loud, sleep number beds are out of control expensive. A small BMW would have been just as good. Yeah, that's probably going to be my next goal. I'm probably going to get my mom a new car at some point. Now I got to get that. Once I get that extra 100K count for FTMO, man, it'll be pretty much set because I can just keep taking these trades every day, multiply my profits by 3. Just looking at the numbers, guys, if I had 3 FTMOs, because you guys know how I trade at 15 lot. So 15 lot times 1,500, I'm making about 2,250 per trade. I have 2 FTMOs right now. So you multiply that by 2. Obviously, I'm making this like per trade if they hit full TP, obviously. And then if I have 3 accounts, add another 250. That's a lot, dude. For one day of trading, and then this is just one FTMO trade using US 30. That's pretty good. And then 2 days a week. So, trading conservatively, only 2 wins a week. We'll count that as like maybe 3 wins, 2 losses, for a total of a net 2 wins a week, multiplied by 4, multiplied by 12. geez, that's a lot of profit to be taking from FTMO. And I'm pumped, guys. You know, when I profit, you guys profit too. So when I win, we all win. We're all on the same journey, guys. So let's let this drop, because I still need my win to pass from yesterday as well. Let's see what else we got here. Let's see, David said, I got a Layla sleep hybrid. Best bed I've ever owned. Yeah, I've been looking for a new bed, David. I'm probably gonna look into something else. I don't necessarily need a sleep number, because I don't watch TV when I sleep most of the time. I usually just sleep. I just want something that's super comfortable that can help me, you know, sleep at night, because I'm always up trying to think about new ideas for trading and stuff like that. So that's why I personally would rather want a comfortable bed rather than some like fancy remote control one. Kenny said the goal is to get my dad his dream car with K2. I know I'll get that within a few years. Yeah, definitely, Kenny. 100%. You know, like even myself, like I had a decent car before. I mean, if you guys have like known me from before, I started with like a shitty ass Toyota Yaris, guys. I don't even know. I might have a picture of that over here somewhere. Let me see if I can find it. I used to have a shitty ass Toyota Yaris. Let me see if I have a picture of it here somewhere. I knew how to take a picture because I got into a car accident like a while back. Let's see if I have the picture of my old ass car. That was like pretty shitty. Yeah, I don't know if I have the pictures here, guys, but I did previously. I had like this old ass Honda Yaris Toyota Yaris that was pretty crappy. I mean, it was a good car. It lasted me like years. And then after that, I got like this Lexus IS 300. And then from there, you know, I thought everything else was unattainable. But once I started getting good at trading, I ended up buying my Tesla Model X within like the next few months. And I was like, damn, I never thought I'd have this car until I was like way older. But I got it within a few months just after I started FTMO. Like you guys saw me when I was trading FTMO in May, right? So I went from May up until July. And then in July, that's where I ended up buying my Tesla, because I was like, dude, I'm freaking killing it with FTMO. I'm killing it with US 30. So I might as well just treat myself. And that's how it played out. So definitely, Kenny, I think you'll just stay consistent with it. You should be able to get anything you want realistically. Let's see. All right. So no signal there, guys. We have about 10 minutes left on the clock. I'm not sure if there's any more questions here. So I've looked over all of the questions for the analysis. If you guys have any pairs you guys want me to analyze, just put it in the chat, and then I can take a look at whatever you guys want me to look at, because we're all done with the questions. Currently, we're just going to be waiting for this entry now. Hopefully it closes within the next couple minutes, because I need to step out, and it doesn't seem like. So the thing is, guys, if this isn't closed below here and we don't get a signal, like I mentioned, I don't want to take the trade, because it's just going to go sideways for like maybe the rest of the day, maybe up until tomorrow. So that's the last thing you want to do, because a lot of us are still holding trades from yesterday. The FTMO from yesterday never closed out, so we still have that. Let me see if I'm in profit now, because I kind of want to just close out of it. So I'm slightly in the negative. I'm negative 400 right now, which is not horrible. It could be a lot worse. But obviously I want that to drop back in profit. So we'll continue waiting right here, see how this plays out. Otherwise, let me go back to the chat and see what's going on. So Kenny, just curiosity, what's your dad's dream car? Because if you know what kind of car you're getting, that's where you can set your goals. So say if you want something that's like super high end, say if you want like $100,000 car, right? Not super high end. Like my Tesla is probably like 130K, but it's over 100K. So the thing is, if you want to calculate like what you need to get to that point, you just say you have $100,000 car that you want to get, right? And then say you're doing FTMO and you're taking the same trades that we're taking, right? You're taking a 15 lot, you multiply it by 1500, and this is if you have just one FTMO. You're making about 2,250 a day, right? So you're doing the calculations here. You multiply it by two wins a week. It's about 4,500. Say you do this every single week, trading conservatively. If you have 3 losses, because we trade 5 times a week. So if you have 3 wins, or say you have 5 trades total, right? You have 3 wins and Sorry, my freaking math is like super off right now. Say you have, yeah, 3 wins and 1 loss. Say we just skip Friday. We don't trade on Friday. So you have like 2 wins and then you'll have like 4,500 a week, right? And then you do that times 4 weeks in a month. You have about 18,000 in a month. So you multiply it by 12, you could have profit potential of 216,000. So you take your 70% cut, your take home is going to be about 151,200. So if you're going for like $100,000 car, you can easily acquire that trading one FTMO account that's 100K and conservatively winning just twice a week. All you need is 2 wins a week consistently. And at that point, you're probably going to start another FTMO. So this could probably double. So you can literally make this much trading conservatively with US 30 every single day of the year, basically. And it's really as easy as that, Kenny. You just have to do the math. This is how I set my goals. Like when I got my Tesla, it's the same thing that I did right here. I was like, okay, the car is about $100,000 car. How can I afford to pay for that car? And then I was like, okay, I need to win this many FTMO trades. I need to be this consistent. And then I'll be able to cover the car. So that's what I did. I killed it from May until July. And then, in July, I was like, fuck it, I'll make the Tesla. So I went on the Tesla website and ordered my car, like without even thinking about it, because I already knew the math in my head of like what I needed to make and how far I needed to reach, in order to reach that goal. So like now it's going from this up until, other goals. So I have my goal list over there. I'll probably show you guys at some point. David already knows what car is on that list. Hopefully by next year, or if not the year after. But yeah, I have a lot of goals. You guys can't see from here, but I have my goal list on my wall over here with everything that I'm trying to reach. So we'll see how that goes. Yeah, no, City is right. I just saw City's message around. He said three wins, 2 loss net, 1 win. 3 minus 2 equals 1. Am I wrong? No, because I was adding that incorrectly. What I meant to say was because there's 5 trading days in a week. We usually don't trade on Friday. So if we count Monday through Thursday, that's going to be basically say we have 4 wins, Monday through Thursday, and then we have 1 win. 1 loss in that week. That'll probably be about 3 wins, but I'm being conservative, so I only counted 2 wins instead of 3. So my math isn't the best. That's why I didn't go into any of these math professions. But yeah, basic goal setting, Kenny. Just figure out what your goal is. How much money do you need to make by the end of the year to get whatever toys you want to get, and then base it off that. And then that'll give you a goal to reach. So like every time you'll have a profit goal, like every week you're like, I need to make this much money trading FTMO or trading my personal account. And then from there you can, move up. Oh, and one thing as well, like one guy was asking about my results over here for FTMO. So like one way to see if like an FTMO is funded is, so here's all my trades for December on my main FTMO. I have like a total of 12,720, profit right here. And right here I have a withdrawal. This is how you'll know that it's actually a funded account for a lot of people, because a lot of people will say they have a funded account, but they're literally just doing a challenge or a verification. If it has a withdrawal, then that'll be a funded account, like these are legit profits for FTMO, because you can't make withdrawals off a verification or off a challenge account. So if someone shows you profits and they're like, oh yeah, I made this much off my whatever, my funded FTMO, just look where the withdrawal is. If there's a withdrawal there, then it's a funded account. If there's no withdrawal, then they're still in their challenge or they're in their verification phase. Because I've seen a lot of people trying to fake it, and they're trying to offer these services where they're telling you that they'll pass your FTMO for you. But you guys got to be very careful, because there's a lot of scammers out there, and a lot of people are offering to pass FTMOs, but they're not even good at trading. So be very careful and wary with, trusting people with your FTMO, because you can easily pass your FTMO just taking these trades that I'm calling versus, having someone do it and say that they've passed the FTMO when they really haven't. So just keep that in mind, guys. Be careful. I don't want to see you guys get scammed. That's like one of the main things here at K2. I'd rather teach you guys how to trade rather than give you signals. But you guys can copy the signals as well, just so you guys understand what's going on and how to actually trade and stuff like that. Gene Vaughn said, what did you make this year from Forex? Pretty good. I mean, so like if you look at the results here, Gene Vaughn, I'm not gonna give you guys an exact number, obviously, but if you look at the results here, I usually trade a standard lot for my Forex trades. So looking at the results over here, this will give you a basic understanding as to like what I'm making, in total. Because I'm not here to show off what I'm making, guys. I'm here to teach you guys so you guys can. Because the thing is, I'm making these results, like I'm making these profits, but it doesn't mean that everyone can make these profits. You have to actually be consistent with your trading. So looking here, these are all of the FX trades from this year, from January up until now, right? If you're taking a standard lot, it's going to be around this much profit. If you're taking a mini lot, it's going to be around this much profit. If you're taking a micro lot, it's about this much profit. All of my FX trades are generally around a standard lot. So, doing the math here, you can see how much I probably made this year from Forex. Indices is a whole different story, guys. Indices, I probably made way more with indices than I could with Forex. And that's why I'm more inclined to trade indices versus Forex now, because it's a lot easier and it's a lot less stressful, because I don't have to go in and like hold trades for like days and stuff. I can just literally take this morning entry, and then if it hits, it hits. If it doesn't hit, it's fine. I take that loss and I move on to the next one. But yeah, looking at the indices results here, it's even wilder. So just keep in mind that all of these trades that I call, I take on my own personal account. So this will give you, some sort of understanding as to how much I made overall. The thing is, I trade multiple accounts. Like I have a Forex account for risk. I have 3 FTMO accounts now. 2 that are funded, one that is normal, that is currently in the challenge phase. So if you add all that together, the multiplier goes up. So just keep that in mind. Fuck, man. I'm like waiting for this thing to close, and it just keeps, bouncing around, unfortunately. Let's see. What else do we got here? So Josh said, FDA panel vote today on using Moderna vaccine. Maybe the news someone referring to. I see that. John said, I got Sleep Science memory foam from Costco. Best purchase ever. I've seen that before, John. I'm probably going to go take a look at that as well, because I just need a nice bed. I don't need a sleep number. I don't need something that adjusts. I just need something that's comfy and it can help me sleep at night, so I don't have to keep thinking about trading. Varun's asking, is it a good time to get into a new FTMO challenge? So Varun, I started a brand new FTMO challenge this week. I'm about to pass it. So there's really no good time. There's no good time. There's no bad time, Varun. It's really up to you whether you want to start now or start later. It's up to your confidence. If you're confident, then take it now. If you're not confident, then don't take it yet. Wait until you're 100%, because once you start your FTMO, you got to be 100%. You can't be scared. You can't be, like on both sides of the field. You have to be straight on point with your trades, or else, the most reason why people fail at FTMO is because they're not confident enough, and their trade psychology isn't there. If you're there 100%, then go ahead and take it, because there's no good or bad time to start FTMO. Because if you hold off, you're probably gonna miss out on a lot of good trades, which could have helped you pass within a week or so. And then if you go right away and you're not ready for it, you might make some mistakes, and you might, lose your account due to like technicalities, like the daily loss limit or something like that. So it goes both ways. It just really depends on you specifically. But okay, so we have a possible sell entry appearing right here. If I really hope this closes, because I need to get this entry before it reaches like closer to 10. As it gets closer to 10, I'm going to be less inclined to want to take this trade. Let's see. Alex asking, are they from US 30 or the called trades? So for my FTMO, I only take US 30, but I have multiple accounts. So obviously I have a Forex account where I just trade Forex, but on my FTMO, I only trade US 30. So just keep that in mind. If you guys are doing FTMO, I recommend just taking the US 30 trades, because it helps us have a calculated risk with regard to, that position. Josh is asking, on FTMO, does it really matter if it's aggressive or normal? No, not necessarily. Josh. So like aggressive is necessarily good if you're like scalping, because you want to have a bigger net for drawdown, but it's not really all that necessary because it's pretty much the same thing. Like if you're just trading US 30, it's not going to make a difference because you already know your calculated risk. Like you're going to lose X amount of profits, or you have X amount of profit loss per trade. You're not like taking like 100 trades where you have to have a big drawdown limit. So it really depends. Varun's asking, where do you live? I live in the United States, California specifically. All right, let me see. This is about to close here. Sisu. Yeah, I'll give you my exact address. No, I'm just kidding. I already know Cece's over there laughing in the background. All right, okay, perfect. So this is closing right here. We have about 6 minutes left on this candle, guys. Once this closes, I'm probably gonna go offline for a bit. I need to go help my parents install their, or I actually paid someone to install their bed, but I want to go make sure they actually know how to use it. So I'm gonna go visit my parents after this, and then get on with our day. Let me see if there's any Forex trades that are possibly available right now, just in case, so I can call something. She's asking. Oh man, that's funny. Let me see this over here. I just want to see if there's any trades, guys, available so that we can call anything before I go offline, because I don't know if we're going to have any US entries. Obviously, you can see the volatility for the Forex market is complete trash today. Not just today, but this whole week. That's why we're more focused on, US 30, because there's not really much to really mess with. With regard to Forex here, I mean, there's an entry here for Euro CAD. Let me see if there's an upper zone over here. So this might be an entry right here, guys. I might call this. I'm going to mark that up right there because they do look bullish. Other than that, let's see if there's anything else here that we can possibly take from this point. David and Sisu were on point with that thought process right there. Damn, look at this EJ right here. Oh, so I think I was analyzing this for who was I analyzing it for? For Funky. So Funky, are you still here? It hit exactly where I said. Remember, I said it was going to come up and hit this full TP. It's literally about to hit full TP right now. So it's looking good. EU, yeah, EU is pushing up for, I think I analyzed this for Tune earlier, right? I said it was going to push up. So it's going up pretty nicely. GA, GC. This might be a nice buy entry as well. Yeah, the EJ is pushing up. Very, very nice. EJ and GJ both pushing up. Super nice. G over here pushing up as well. How far is this from the next? It's not bad. 46 pips. Let's see. NZD CAD. Yeah, I'm just checking to see if there's any like entries that we can take before the next candle close. I mean, we obviously still have about 43 minutes left on this candle, but I'm just looking just to make sure there's anything there. So see, good thing I didn't take this UCAD trade earlier, guys. Remember I mentioned that I was going to call this sell. Good thing I didn't, because they were traced back super hard. So that's a good call that I didn't take that, because the market's just been weird overall this whole week. All right, let's go back to US 30 over here. Come on, come on. I just need this thing to close so I can take this trade. 2 minutes left on the candle. See how this plays out. Alex said, I'm 7% down, trying to make it to break even by December 25th, which is my last day to get a new challenge. You think it's doable, bro? What may you advise? So all I can advise, Aleph, is take the US 30 trades. That's all I can really say, because that's all I take on mine, and we've been very consistently profitable. Aleph, I don't know if you're in the are you in the premium? Because if you're in the premium, then you can take the UK 100 trades too. So obviously, if you see here, everyone's profits from this whole week, it's been mostly from the US 30 and the UK 100. So you can see here, you know, Paul over here locked in like 2,000. That probably helped push your trade up. Usman over here, UK 100. Sam over here took UK. Look at all of Sam's trades here. This has only been for, let me see. He said he's taken these since Monday. So it's only been like 4 days since Sam has taken all of the US 30 and UK 100 trades, and he's up nearly 10,000. So this should definitely bring you back to break even if you you know, if you decide to follow the signal. So Aleph, you should probably if you're in the premium, just take the UK 100 trades and the US 30 trades because they're all called within this this channel here. So we got this trade about to close out, guys. Let's do it. We got 1 minute left. It's perfect. Oh yes, looks very, very nice. I'm ready for this trade. Been waiting freaking all morning for this. Oh man, come on. 50 seconds. Come on, we got 50 seconds left on this candle. Let's get this closed. Tune said your USD still going up. Yeah, so Tune, I have a your USD right here. I was looking at earlier. It's still got a way to go. The resistance is way up here at 1.23235. So you got some ways to go until it reaches resistance there. All right, guys, 20 seconds. Let me get my phone ready just in case I want to, you know, enter the trade. Oh, heck yeah, I'm back in profit on my my FTMO trade from yesterday. I got my phone ready. We got 10 seconds left. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Close, close, close. We got 4. There we go. 2, 1. All right, guys, we got a trade, man. We're in this trade. All right. So here we go. We're in the trade, guys. If you guys want to enter, feel free. I'm going to post this up in our premium real quick. So there we go. We got the sell going, guys. I'm currently in the trade already. If you guys want to get in, I got 2 positions up right now. So we're doing cool on that. Let me see this real quick. There we go. So if you guys want to take it, feel free. Otherwise, the parameters are going to be sent in the premium group. US 30 FTMO. So we got that right there. Get my FTMO parameters up in here as well. Let me see. 30140. 301. 0. The fuck? Why does it do that? Dude, the pricing for FTMO is way freaking off. I mean, it's all good. What can I do about it, you know? Literally, what can I do about it? I can't do anything about it. So the pricing is like super down here. So guys, make sure you're copying the right parameters because this pricing is like is insane, guys. It's super far off. So I just want to make sure that you guys don't make the mistake and take the you know, the wrong trade. So let me go ahead and put this over here real quick. And make sure that you guys understand that the pricing is super off today. Well, not just today, but you know, in general. Yeah, looks good right there. All right, guys, be careful with this trade, okay? Because if you put in the wrong parameters, you're gonna get burnt. So keep that in mind. We have let me go ahead and just put this back to normal. All right, let me just put this over here. Set this alert to full TP. Thank God we're in this trade, man. I feel like I've been waiting for this trade like for so long. so relieved to get in this sell, because now we have a valid sell, and then it lines up with our trade from yesterday. So I'm super relieved. So hopefully it pushes down super far. TP1 750. I'll have this set up over here as well. You know what's nice? The TPs line up with yesterday's as well, so it's going to double up on that. All right. All right, guys. So I think I'm done with the live stream for today, guys. I gotta go visit my parents, make sure that they like their new bed. So I'm sure they'll like it. My mom took the day off today because she wanted to get used to the bed. So I'm gonna go over there, visit my parents, say hello, get some home cooked food, man. It's been a while. I don't really cook here as much. I cook every once in a while when I have time, but it's not the same, you know, the home cooked meal. So yeah, guys, I think that's about it. Everyone keep going, like, enjoy the rest of their day. And then if anything, guys, I'll catch you guys tomorrow morning. I'm not sure if I'm going to be trading tomorrow, but if I am, I'll be live and I'll give you guys an update. However, I will be looking for any Forex trades from now until the next 4-hour candle close. But until then, guys, I'll catch you guys in the Telegram chat. I got about like 30 messages to respond to here and a bunch of emails to look through before I go on with my day. But yeah, guys, thanks for showing up. Hopefully you guys like this. If you guys enjoy this, please go ahead and like and subscribe to the K² channel so that you guys can help out with the YouTube algorithm. You know, otherwise, hopefully this hits full TP. You know, this was available to all you guys here. So good luck to everyone. And then I'll catch you guys in a few hours. I think I have a mentoring session tonight, so I can probably catch you guys on that as well. You know, otherwise, let's get this money, guys.